Hello, welcome in. Hello, hello. How goes it, friends? How we doing? How's everyone's week going? It's going over here. We're good. We are doing well. Welcome in, friends. Hello. Crowstar, Apocrypha, Starbucks, Chaotix, hello, Reclusive, Juju, what's up, Nate, Nettie? Why is my activity not working? What in the absolute hail? Hold on. Say, I thought I heard something earlier. I'm like, why did that not show up? Great. Who broke it? Who broke it? Hey, what's up, Logix? Let's do these. Yeah, we got some points to grind, man. There we go. Classic. Turn it off, turn it back on. There we go. Fixed it. Dub, think of the 31 months, man. Coolio, think of the 13. I is here. I is also here. I just so happen to also be here. Okay. Groovy. I had to restart the PC, so I tried to get everything back up and running. I was updating all my stuff. So we should be in a good place. Should be. No promises here. Well, I is here now too. Well, I is too. Hello, friends. How are we doing? Hey, Loretta, welcome in. I read, think of the 9 months. It's a baby. You know what's funny? I was actually asking Crow. So Mr. Crowster is a very educated person and knows all the things and stuff, and knows especially a lot about the interwebs and about Discord and about bots and about things. And every now and then Crow will get a message from me, and it's usually a message of like, hey, is this possible? Can this be a thing? And one of the things that I that I came to Crow with, I was like, Crow, is it possible to know in Discord how many months a person has been subbed on Twitch? And he was like, well, why? I was like, I've always thought about having a Twitch channel because we always talk about the 9-month baby sub thing. What if there's a Twitch channel where you guys were able to actually like use that channel to name your baby, and then we know how old the baby is and all. I was like, but that's a stupid reason. However, it could actually be used for a good purpose where you could in Discord, you could give people that have been subbed for X amount of months a certain channel that they can be active in. I don't know. You have a baby? I have all kinds of babies, especially here. Oh, shit, man. It's crazy. You're going to be a dad to that many children? I didn't say I'd be a dad. Listen here, bucko. 6 foot. Think of the 16 months fly guy. Think of the 8 months. We almost have a baby. Yeah, fur babies. That's good enough. Fur babies are just fine. Mr. 420, hello, friend. Is the music too loud at this level, or is it okay? Hi, Hyper. It's in his jeans. Phrasing. Spooky Beach, thank you for the 14 months. Drog, thank you for the 10. Hello, Emma, welcome in. Prestige and VIP channels and Discord. Well, I do wish that the Twitch integration did pull more information rather than just like that person subbed. Tad loud? Got it. I'll turn it down to pinch. I got it. On it. Day 1 of following. So don't you dare apologize. I appreciate you coming in. Hello. Meg, thank you for the 21 months. Mormon Slays, thank you for the gifted to Henry. Hello. Of course. Yeah, if the volumes are ever a touch off, please don't be afraid to say something, because what I hear is not necessarily what you guys hear. So I want to make sure that it's okay. He's 12. Oh, man. He's experienced. He's got age. It could be possible it's something custom, but that would require some research. Right. Yeah, I know that the hard part with something like that is that for Discord to know if somebody is subscribed to a certain channel, and yeah, I know that could be probably a little bit weird. Macy, thank you for gifting a sub to 12-inch 9-grain honey oat. Somebody thought of that name and wrote it down and created an account. That's great. Altrucious, thank you for the 13. I don't know if that was like a random gifted or if that was like in like a directed. I don't know. Break. Hi, friend. Side note, I'm not doing any, there are zero April Fool's things happening here. I don't do that. No. However, on the 24/7 channel all day today, I did take the April Fool's event from 2023 that Phasmo did, and I kept it on loop all day. So people could go and see the T-posing and the massive heads. So I did leave that there. That is not a joke. I swear. I swears to it. Although I do need to switch this playlist before it gets out of hand. Oh, there we go. I am doing well, Fly Guy. How are you? Feeling a little bit like, I don't know, feeling a little bit off. So like, God forbid we reached a point where I had to chug something. I would probably do an IOU because, yeah. Saw your post on Reddit about it. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of people that had no idea because it was 3 years ago. So it was 3 years ago whenever they did an April Fool's event where all the players were T-posing like Gary's mod. And everybody had massive heads, including the ghosts. Yeah. Hi, Zero. Oh, dude, I'll tell you what felt good. So back here, all of this, I wiped down all of this. Literally everything. The entire thing. All the crap over here, all the stuff over there, back there, I wiped it all down. It took some time, but I did it. You can tell the stuff is in different order now. Yeah. It was so much dust, man. Holy hell. You catch the concrete? No, I don't think so. It doesn't feel like that. No, and it only started today. I don't think so. Yeah, because all day I felt perfectly fine. For sure. Mormon Slays. Thank you for another gifted friend. Appreciate you. And Singing Wolf, thank you guys so much. Oh, give you tips. You're level 29. What should I do next? Well, it's not about your level. It's about it's about knowledge. Knowledge. Smug. Welcome in, homie. Thank you for the subs. And thank you guys. I seen the TikTok. Yeah, I made sure I repost it every year. I think it's just because it makes me sad a little bit that they don't want to do that stuff. I understand that they want to focus on the larger stuff. I get it. But I feel like even just like a little thing, just a nod to it, you know? I even put suggestions in the partner server. I was like, what if for April Fool's, you cracked the door open for where Pam is. And when you go to the door, the jump scare returns or something stupid like a fart noise. I don't know. I think that'd be funny. Would it be that hard? I don't know development. I don't know. Pickles. Hi, homie. Who's Pam? We call her Pajama Pam. It's Patient 07. Her. I brought her out of the corner, by the way. Yeah. So many people who got hurt at PAX from the playground. From the playground? What playground? What the hell did I miss? Marissa, I'm good, friend. How are you? There was a playground? Where the hell was I? She deserves the place of honor. Well, the issue is the Hey Arnold thing that I had, the back broke off, so I can't hang it. I was like, well, I should probably put something there. So Pam made her return. Shadow Ghost, thank you for the 4 months. Since when do you have Pep? She has been there for how long? Friends, how long has she been here? She's been here for a minute. Is there a bug with the community goal? In fact, I think there is, Trisha. I think so. Months. At least like 6 months, right? Since today. Okay, Hyper. A couple days or so. It's like me describing how many hours I have. Yeah. What is the biggest tip? I'm level 50 and still struggling. Biggest tip, see, again, it's really tough to say based on level. I think it's really hard to give someone advice based on level. I could give you better advice based on what difficulty you feel comfortable at. I thought it was a playground close to PAX. Oh, maybe it was. Yeah, Hashi, maybe I missed it. Maybe I just didn't hear about it. It's meant to kids, but many adults played on it. One in specific. Oh, are you talking about the famous slide? The cop meme? The cop that went down the slide thing that it goes like this and then shoots off to the right? Yeah, I know about that. Yeah, that's in Boston. Yeah. I didn't know that there were other people that were going down it like morons. Dummies. How do you remember all the ghosts based on speed and blanks? Experience. The more you play, the more you're going to remember. It's with anything. I mean, think about anything in your life that you feel like you have a good knowledge about, and how did you learn that? Typically based on repetition, studying, all that stuff. 75 to feel like I'm understanding most of the game. See, I don't even remember what level I was when I was like, I'm getting an understanding of the game. And it also was different. Like, a bucket. Are you live everywhere or just so I will be live everywhere. Yeah, whenever I get the game open, I officially go live on YouTube and then I post a notification for it. Yeah. Yeah. Thank y'all for the hype train. Appreciate you. Level 70-ish. Still don't have a full understanding of the game. Yeah, it's just everybody's different. Everybody's different. There are people that are extremely knowledgeable about the game but are very low level because they have watched endless amounts of content about the game. And then there's other people that don't want to watch that much content, maybe a little bit like watch streams here or there, or maybe they watch the streams a lot. They just don't pay attention to the game. They're there just to chat and have fun and hang out. And you're not really learning much because you're not paying attention to like the rounds themselves. Everybody's different. Watching others helps. That's how I learned how to play. I learned initially by watching other people play. Yeah. Wait, why is Shauna happy? What happened? What happened? Phasmo's just cooked into the brain. I mean, fair enough. It's been a, few years of just burying it into there. Blondie, thank you for the 26 months. Insert witty resub message here. A lot buzzed at the moment. That is a perfect message, Blondie. Thank you. A lot buzzed at the moment. Hey, Chappie. Thank you for the follow. Pickles, thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. Everyone also has way different learning speeds. Right. I know people that are less than level 100, but they do like no evidence runs. And I know people that are level like prestige 2 or 3 that are like, listen, I'm not going above intermediate or pro. It's whatever, not only what you're comfortable with, but also what you enjoy. I bet you can't guess how I learned the game. On your fridge. Do I win? Hey, Zappini. How are you, friend? Over the last year, the Midnight Study streamers have hammered so much info into the brain. Repetition. Being comfy asking questions. Oh, yeah, absolutely. You have to be comfortable trying to get answers, but also you need to be curious enough to go look it up or figure it out. How'd the fundraiser go? Oh, the stream at PAX, amazing. We raised almost $5,000 in 2 hours. Yeah, that was awesome. Hey, Chappie, welcome in. It's a game and you should have fun playing it. You should. I mean, that's true. But like a good example here. So I saw, what was the game that just recently came out? Was it Subliminal? Hold on. What was it called? It was Subliminal, right? That's the one that like recently came out. Feel more comfortable playing on professional after watching the vids on YouTube. Let's go. Dude, I love playing on professional. Professional is great. Yeah. So did you guys hear about what happened with Subliminal? It's a game that I was looking at playing and now I'm like, I don't know if I should. Queso ripped them a new one. And that's something you don't hear a lot from him. That was wild. I love that man. He's great. Super freaking cool. Luca, thank you for the 13 months. What happened? From the perspective of Queso, Subliminal was a 1 out of 10. He said that he would rather eat human feces than play the second version of this game. He said it was really bad. Really bad. And he was really looking forward to it over the past couple of years. But yeah. You got somebody like that has a lot of influence. Obviously, that's one person. So you have a lot of people, but it has mixed reviews. It like before, I think his opinion even got released. So not good. Not good. I trust when Case says a game sucks. He's got a very good opinion because it's a opinion that usually gets shared by many for gamers, you know? So that's a yikes for them, man. Because I loved their other game. What was the other one? Not Subliminal. Shit. What was the other one called that was like a very puzzly? Was watching the no evidence video a week or so ago. The ghost name was Carlos and you crossed off Banshee and Diane. Can names actually dictate what the ghost can't be? Correct. Yeah, there was not that long ago they added where the Banshee and the Diane have to be a female ghost. Yeah, that was just recently added, not very long ago. When you prestige, do you keep your tier 3? No. When you prestige, you lose everything. Yep, you lose everything. Hi, Callie. Yeah. All right, let's get Phaz open so we can start grinding some points. I'm probably going to do a custom, I'd say, more than likely. Because Nightmare, yes, that would be fine, and we would get ×4. But if we do a higher custom, then I'll get actually more points out of it. So I don't know. I've watched for a long time, still haven't played. That was me when I first started. I hadn't played yet. I didn't even have a PC yet, I don't think, but I was watching people play. Do you have to unlock the tiers all over after prestiging? Yep. When you prestige...
Welcome back. I've prepared some jobs.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Uh-oh. Wait. Uh-oh. Wait. Hold on. Am I running on the correct branch? Okay, I am. Okay. Okay, good. I was like, wait, I'm not still running on the other branch, am I? No, I think I'm okay. There we go. That's a sentence you don't want to hear from a doctor. What? What did I do? Gamer, thank you for the 3 months. Sinister, thank you for the 26 months. Thank you, friends. There was an audio update. Yes, there was. There was a hot fix, right? Because we complained enough that it was too freaking loud. I think they actually fixed it. Took me a while to get to play. I watched quite a few hours before getting brave enough to try the game. Horror-based games are not usually my thing. And you know, this is one of those games I think a lot of people can say that on. They don't play a lot of horror games, but Phaz they dive into and they stick with. Yeah. My childhood friend taught me how to play this game, but died to a Revy because I was new and it was on high school, and he told me that we were on the hunt threshold. Oh, fun. What a good friend. Down to the trophy upgrade for the wife and I. Looking forward to checking out the custom character options. I know. I'm just, at this point, I'm just a little bit curious as to how far away we are from said player character update. I don't know, man. I'm a little curious. Little curious. How are people doing over here? Oh, they only have 19,000 points? Nope. I'm not going to end today with barely hundreds. It's a gateway to spooky games. I would have to agree with that. I think that's a very good statement. Yeah. So let's look at this. Let's see what we have here. Oh, cool. Is it literally already done? Do I have to play one game, come back out, and then I'll have it? It was completed yesterday. Well, good thing they didn't make it too hard. What the fuck? And it is also double XP. Yes. Yes, it is. So if you're looking to grind prestiges, get more money, whatever it may be, this is the time to do it. It was completed before I even got home from work yesterday. What the? Back out and come back in. You think so? I could try. If not, I'll play one round and then we will probably have it, right? Yeah. Yeah. We'll play one. That's all right. We're gonna play anyway, right? I tried to play around and go back and still nothing. Did you restart the game? I had to play and then rest. I got you. Fake ditto. Thank you for the follow. You had to restart your game. Okay. We'll play one and then maybe I'll restart the game after we play one. Yeah. Oh, I didn't turn my... Oh, I turned this off. Whoops. Whoopsie poopsie. Hold on. All right. Oh, Jesus. That's off. Had unfriendly by accident, so I'm guessing that's why, maybe. Can you still wait? Can you still get points on friendly? Isn't it? You can't. Okay. It literally does the multiplier of 0. Okay. So that seems to be a consensus. It literally multiplies the multiplier. So like if your multiplier is 0 because you're on Friendly Ghost, then whatever points you would have had multiplies by 0. Okay. So that makes perfect sense. I think that's fair. For sure. Sissy, thank you for the 22 months. Good morning, friend. Hello. Ninja, thank you for the 8 months. Hello. Seems like it's completed in record time. That's a little wild to me that it's already done. I mean, you saw what happened. Like Monday, we did the early preview of the event. Tuesday, it went public. Yesterday. And apparently, by yesterday night, this was already complete. I contributed 0 to the community goal. This might be one of the first times that I've ever contributed 0 to it because I wasn't here or I wasn't on. Hey, Dar, what's up? Welcome in. Got home from work on Tuesday and the first one was done. What the hell? Hey, what's up, Real? Good to see you. Hello. Nocturne, thank you for the beast. The people who are number 1 on the event leaderboards are unemployed final bosses. I mean, listen, they could, you do you, boo-boo. If you're one of the people on this list, kudos, good for you. Obviously, you're grinding away. It just, I just don't care about this. This could be completely removed because to me, this is nothingness. This is worse than Monopoly money. Like, there's nothing to be had here. You get nothing. Yeah. It doesn't make sense, man. Moonshine, thank you for the 6 months. Appreciate you. It make no sense. All right. That's good. That's good. So, personal goals. Obviously, I haven't played yet, so we need to work on that to get to our cosmetics. And then I'm also working on my trophy upgrade because I have not done that. I made sure not to go too far with the trophy so that I had something to unlock this time. So, right now we have this, and once we're done, I'll have a few more sticks. Co-op nature of the game. It just doesn't make sense. This, I don't know what the thought was here. Like, that'll really get everyone amped up and intrigued to try to like climb the leaderboard, and that's what will make the community aspect of this worth it. It doesn't make that sense to me, and that doesn't make me want to do it. I think people, my take, I think people look at this board and go, fuck that. And like, I'll play my game. I'm not worried about this. I'm not going to get to there. I don't care. So maybe that's just me. Do you need to press on the rabbit to get the reward? Like, no, I don't think so. No, I think it automatically gives it to you. Yeah. Moonshine, thank you for the 6 months. Blue Metallic Crow, thank you for the 7. Juju, thank you for the gifted. The truck is missed. So Tom went to Willow earlier today and the truck was there. I was hanging out in Socio's stream earlier today and it wasn't there. So I don't know if I'm going to have a truck inside of the Willow garage or not. It's hard to say. I mean, we could start on Willow for shits and kicks. Edgefield, Willow, Maple, and Woodwind are our maps for the day. So that's what we're going to be playing to try to get some points on the board. Art! Oh my God. 75 months. Holy shit. Are you, Art? That board annoys me just because it takes me more to get on my progress amount. Oh, I got you. Just ended Willow. There was a truck. Okay. I think for some people there's not, but I don't know why that's happening. I did learn something today. When Ridgeview, okay. When Ridgeview is an event map, do not go into the living room and try to stay away from the ghost. Don't do that. Oh no, 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 don't do that. You see that? Do tell? You should not do that because if you do that, then there's a good chance the ghost might not be able to get you. And, you know, that takes all the sporting out of it. No, 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 not the piano, the living room. No, 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 I don't have the event. No, I don't have the event. You do not get stuck. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, also the piano. Killing me, Smalls. Elderly, thank you for the 8 months. Messy, thank you for the freaking sub, dude. All right. We have some points to grind, but I need to figure out what I want to do this on. Typically we do Nightmare, but it's a ×4 multiplier. So the question is, do I do a custom? Do I do a custom so that we can make it a little higher? 'Tis the question. Or do I just stick with Nightmare and we grind it out that way? APOC, oh my God. Risky, thank you for that 3 months. Appreciate you. It just can't go in that room? Well, I don't want to tell you that. When Tango was an event map, I somehow ended up on top of the TV in the living room. What the hell? Kev's cheating. Warm up with Nightmare? Yeah, we'll talk about it. Let's see how many points we get. Yeah, I think that's a fantastic idea. And then we'll go from there. Saw someone make 17K on APOC. Shit. Playing on 4.5 Pro. Well, what I would probably do, I'd probably do a Pro setting with ghost speed increased. Maybe change the weather. Because the weather's all automatically going to be rain anyway. Right? So we might as well increase it. I've been on professional. It's been going up quite quickly. Okay. Well, let's try a Nightmare at Willer's with the event. Let's see if I have a truck too. Apparently some of our, oh, Jesus Christ. Apparently some of our friends have not been getting a truck in the garage. So I guess we're going to see if we're one of those people. Hi, Dorito. All right. Yeah, let's see how many points we get. First, we need to figure out where the ghost is. Figuring out where it is, what it is probably number one, because before I do any of the jackalopes, I don't want to speed it up or slow it down. We need to know what the speed is. You got a truck inside of a tree? I don't know what that means. What the hell? All right. Do I have a truck? I do. Okay, I have a truck. There's one right there. Every few runs? Like, why? Why does that happen? It don't make sense. Boner Jam. Did I see Justly's games earlier? No. No. I don't know what I'm looking for. I literally saw the tarot cards when we walked in. Hello. I'm glad the lighting's doing well. Yeah, little bastard. Maybe they took the truck occasionally to go shopping. Someone said I stole it earlier. I was like, well, I had to Uber. What do you want me to do? Well, yeah, it's going to be a child no matter what. That's inevitable. We can't avoid that. I'm like randomly getting lag spikes for some reason. Main thing I dislike about the event that it's a constant child. Gross. You little bitch. Sorry. It cut my power off. That makes me sad. Does the Abaki ability work with the event? Yes, it does. Oh, instant writing. Yes, it does. It didn't used to. You were lagging too. I saw someone else lagging as well. That's happening a lot. Sweet. Not a fan of the Tanglewood update. Seems cluttered to me. No, it doesn't seem cluttered to me at all. I think it looks great. I love it. I love it. All right, just give me this. Give me this. I'm going to bring in one of these because I feel like this little bastard's about to hunt. I don't know. It just feels like it, you know? Since the event ghost is a child and the child is a female, I don't think that counts for this. I'm pretty sure that the event ghost can be either or. I don't think it matters. Where are you? Are you here? Can the event bunny start a hunt? The gold one can, right? Where are you? Are you here? Rose, thank you for the raid. Hello. Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Where are you? Are you close? Where are you? Are you here? Twins are off the table. That sounded like that was 2 different locations. The gold one can, yeah. 2% chance for the gold bunny. It will immediately start a normal hunt. There you go. It will not be a cursed hunt, obviously, friends, because it's not a cursed object. That's why that's not going to happen. All right, give me this. Give me this. Man, I wish that you could. I wish that I could bring tier 1 and tier 3 dots. Use the tier 3 for my investigation. Use the tier 1 when I'm walking around and I'm looking for the bunnies. The jackalopes, whatever. Like let me live my life. The gold bunny took your perfect game away, that gold bastard. Rose, I hope your stream was good, friend. Where you at, bruh? That's what it sounds like. That's what I've done. I bring 1 tier 3 and 1 tier 1. Did you see that Scooby-Doo shit? Yeah, on multiplayer. Yeah, that's true. On multiplayer, you can do different ones. Yeah. A witch. Oh my God. Hi, Mr. Tom. Where's our little goodie nest at the front door? Well, that's what I'm saying. I miss it. Our little package, our little goodie bag where it gave you the tier 1 photo camera, the tier 1 dots. I think it was great. Hi, Mr. Tom. How was your stream, sir? Was hanging out with you for a while earlier before we had to film for the day. It's harder to find the bones sometimes because of the, oh yeah, because of all this crap. Yeah, that's fair. I have a feeling this is going to be a Thay just for the simple fact that it wrote the second that we walked in the door. Got a feeling. Got a feeling. I'm going to bring an extra smooge. I'm going to bring an extra dot. And I'm going to bring an extra crucifix. This will be the way. Wait, what's my objectives? Shit. Video of the ghost, photo of the EMF reader, and 3. Okay. Had a blast today. I'd like to speed my. So, trying to decide how I want to do it, Mr. Tom. Oh. You're not a Thay. You're a no bombo. You little speedy. Where did it start from? That's the next question of the day. It wasn't here. You little prick. Where? It did have wheels. Bathroom? Yeah, maybe. There's this one. All right. What did I do with the other crucifix? Oh, 360 no scope, you little shit. Get wrecked. Let's stand outside for a second. I need to collect my thoughts. I still need a photo of the EMF, and I also need to video it. Ugh, yikers. My wife and I have not reached 50% of the cosmetics, but we have not progressed at all. Oh, I don't know. You might have to check with you might have to check with the Phasmo server if you're not progressing at all. Yeah. There's not a set amount of jackalopes. I'm pretty sure that it's a max of 4, but it's not a guarantee. Hey, what's up, Red? Into the couch on the floor. Over here? Why'd I put it over here? What the hell's wrong with me? I put you there. And then we'll put you there. And then EMF, because you're going to do stuff and I'm going to take a photo of it. And then you're going to give me a video. When in Rome? Got it. 2 to 8 per contract? What? There can be 8? You about to fart on me? You about to fart on me? Oh, you little mother father. Holy hell. All right. I stand corrected. Jesus Christ. I didn't realize you could get 8. Kylie, they give you the 11 months. Oh my God. Can you imagine getting 8 of the same kind? Eight that jump at you would be crazy. Hey. Could you do an event, please? That's not an event. Hey, what do you turn the light on for? 80% bonus go speed. Jesus. Imagine that at 150. Like you already make the ghost 150 and then you get 8 jumpers, making it 80% faster. Jesus. You piece of crap. Oh. You better be an EMF photo. I hate your face so much. How do you like the event? It's fine. It's fine. It's definitely not one of my favorites. I mean, that's for sure. But it's fine. It's something different, so whatever. It's definitely the same as last year. Yeah, the only difference really is the change of speed that happens with the jump or with the runaway. What's my favorite? I mean, out of the current ones that we get every time, the Halloween one's my favorite right now. Hey, do you want to give me a dot video? That'd be super cool. You like Krampus more? That's fair. Break, thank you for gifting a sub to Tommy Top. Oh shit. I was about to say, brother. Me and you was about to have a problem. You hear me? You speedy little shit. Show yourself, child. Give me this. Buster Chugs. Just for that, you get one of these. A useless tower card. I hope you enjoyed it. I kind of want to get a sun card. Ghost fart, inbound. Oh, shit. God damn it. This one's for you. It was worth it. You know, listen, in the partner chat, I did put out a big shout about the tower card, and I said there needs to be redemption for that damn card. I want it to be an instant interaction again. It needs to come back. Tempting fate. I am, Mr. Tom. Listen. I want to get all my sanity back so we can go do the bunnies. Give. Oh my God, this is the most worthless deck. Well, I guess it has a purpose now. Go away, you crawler. No. I really don't pull a lot of hangman cards, do I? You found the golden buddy on total accident? Oh, God. 50 towers and a death card. Oh, it just changed speeds. Oh, shit. E. E. Hey, Lexi, how are you? Back off. I've got cards. I'm doing okay. Thank you for asking. All right, let's go get this light just in case we got to make a break for it. There we go. Okay. Ready? Sun card. Oh my God, you're the worst. I hope that you fall and trip and hit your knee on something. We're going to take sanity. Yeah, I've got cards, but I'm not afraid to use them, except for when they don't give me a damn thing. F this. F this. Did you get a video? Yeah, I got a video of it while I was hunting. Yeah. We're going full send. Full send. Follow TikTok. I appreciate you. Sometimes it's what happens, man. There's nothing we can do. All right. All right. What do we have here? We've got this. I've got a smudge. And let's bring our dots. Yep. All right. Let's do the things. If I get a gold bunny, I swear to God. Okay, you're not gold. You ran away. Does that sound quieter to you? Because it doesn't sound quieter to me. Apparently, they were to have fixed the windows. This has zero sound. Do tell. These two windows have no sound, but the bathroom window... No, I'm not live on TikTok. No, I don't really do TikTok anymore while I'm streaming on other platforms because it was causing every other platform to lag. So I stopped. The rain is choosy. Yeah. Fixed, they say. The sound is better, they say. Bro. I was gonna say, I have found one. Okay, that's a little quieter. So they did fix that. Depends how you define better. Fair. I mean, maybe I only have two here. I don't know. So yeah, rain-wise. All right. Sounds good. Come on. What happens if I go out here and do that? Oh, there it goes. You can get that one safely. All right. I got 3 bunnies. We figured out what the ghost was. We know it's an Obambo based on the speed. I got the objectives. Yeah, let's get out. Only had 2 bunnies and they canceled each other out. Yeah, I guess, I mean, it's luck of the draw. What did Zero say? Did you say between 2 and 8? Laundry, it might have been, but I'm gonna take the dub. We're gonna take the dub. Yeah? Okay. Between 2 and 8.
Welcome back. I've prepared some jobs for you.
Bombo. I got 20. Listen, this is a nightmare game. Nothing special about it. I got 29 points. That ain't bad, man. Bombo. What does the golden bunny do? It causes an instant hunt. Yep. Is the truck in the garage gone from the map for now? I switched over to the event map today. The only thing in the garage was the gas. Oh, no, that's happening to some people and we don't know why. You're talking about the Willow truck? Yeah, I've seen it missing in other people's streams. Now, Cursed Hollow event ×2. Is that literally because of double XP? Event ghost can indeed be male or female. I thought so. It is. So that would explain why we completed the community goal in less than 24 hours. Probably should have made it a little higher. Probably should have made it a touch higher. Let's see. Did I unlock my card, by the way? I might need to restart the game. Still don't have it. Let's leave. Am I going to spend Easter with the fam? Nada. Yeah, let's restart the game. Yeah, still have 20 days left. Right. I mean, we have, it was like over 3 weeks. Over 3 weeks for the event. Best items in Eastern basket? What? Best items in Easter basket? I don't know. The little Reese's, like, that changes based on what holiday it is. You joined this Discord. How do you go about getting your trophy problem fixed? What Discord? I don't have any little kids. Do church. I genuinely unsure what to do. First year I'm not working. Just eat a lot of candy.
Welcome back. I've got
Just a shit ton of candy. There it is. Hey, let's go. So you have the static version and the animated version. There's our animated. I dig. Is there any good prestige badges to go with this one? It's pretty good. That or that. Although, nah, I think that's the way to go. If you want to do one of the prestige ones and different. Yeah, I like it. I like it. First time I'll be home alone for Easter. Set up a treat hunt for my dogs outside. Let's go. Nice. You're having problems. Okay, again, but what Discord did you join to solve your problems? Is animated through the personal goal? Not this time. The animated is through the community goal. The reason for that is because now we have cosmetics that are coming to the game soon. So this is how you unlock them, by doing the personal goal. So once you complete the personal goal for the cosmetics, once they become available, you'll be able to get there's a necklace, there is a shirt, and there's a mask. Yeah. I think there should be character custom in Phas. There's going to be. Hi, can you answer me? Answer you about what? Is this something that could have been Googled? How do you have tier 3 trophy already, but not the personal goals? Because it's from the last times that they had these events. Yeah. So I just never fully upgraded my trophy. That's why. You know, it's always Googleable. Well, apparently not, Mayor. What do you think the accessories will look like on a player when you get it? Hold on to you. Hold on to me. Hold on to something I can't see. Let's see. View my channel. Let's go to YouTube Studio, because I don't think I saved the image separately. Let's see. View the test report. Can I just see that? I don't think I can. I don't think I can. So I'll blow this up like this. Sorry, I was doing an A/B test on YouTube, and one of the images I had sort of had what I was talking about or what I was thinking about. But either way, I think it'll look kind of like this. Necklace, t-shirt, mask. I think it's gonna look like that. If that gives you any idea as to what I'm thinking about. Unfortunately, I can't really make it. Can I do this? Yeah, there we go. A little bit better. Yeah, that's what I think it's gonna look like. Ish. Obviously, this is the old player model, but I think it'll be somewhat similar. Can you friendly ghost? No. Not to get points, because it'd be multiplied by the multiplier, and if the multiplier is 0, multiplied by 0 will be 0. What's an A/B test? It is where you have two thumbnails running at the same time, and YouTube will choose to give someone either A or B, and then it lets you know how well it's doing. Yeah. Hey, when will you start the game? Oh, was that what you wanted me to answer? Oh, I won't. I'm going to sit right here. Yeah. I hope that answered your question. Fucking jerk off. Playing the game is the easiest way to level up. Amen. Hi, Mr. Rafa. Amen. So that's, well, no, that's not necessarily true. YouTube thumbnails might change because somebody might actually change them. That's not necessarily true. Somebody might make some adjustments just to see how it performs, and they might switch it around. So that might also be why it's different. Yeah. Do you think the movements will still be at least a little bit? I don't know. It's hard to say, man. It's so hard to say. I thought watching streamers play leveled you up. Apparently. Yeah. Oh, it's a Q&A type live? Yeah. Yeah. That's why I just came out of a Phas game and then we're sitting here in the lobby talking for like 2 minutes. Yeah. Anywho, you know what? This is a great time to run ads. We're going to go ahead and run ads. If you're not subbed, if you don't have turbo, I run 3 minutes of ads every hour. So that way there's no pre-rolls. So if you are not one of those things, I stay in the lobby so that way you guys don't miss gameplay. Why don't we go ahead and run them now? I think this is a perfect time. 3 minutes, friends. BRB. Speaking of not playing the game. Let's admire the badge. Dance, damn it, dance. It's so funny, Tom. I love that's probably one of the comments that's always the funniest to me when I see how somebody responds to it. You have issues with your achievements? I would go to the Phasmo Discord and ask them about it. Yeah. Thank you, Callie. Hey, Jocelyn. What's going on? Haven't seen you in a while. Oh, you know, just hanging out, doing our thing. Yeah. Watching Flash antagonize people who complain is one of my favorite. I'm just really good with people. What does the trophy upgrade look like? If you're actually curious about what all the trophy upgrades look like in separate states, on the unofficial cheat sheet website, they actually have them all there. I'm pretty sure they're even spoilered, so you have to click on them to see the difference. Just in case you want to look at the cheat sheet for information about the event, but you don't want to see the trophies yet. Yeah. They would have a hard time in a Chiba stream. It would be awfully tough. Uploaded a bunch of hilarious video titles from Retro Run on the server. Oh, let's go. Thank you, Nocturne. Yeah, I was playing a tiny bit earlier today. A little bit. I need to play more. I've been playing a bunch off stream. Yeah. I would play it, but I wanted to do the event today. I wanted to get points today. Does Phasmo do events for a lot of holidays? It does one for Halloween. It does one for Easter. It does one for Christmas time. That's it. Yeah, that's really it. Yeah. Do you have to complete a round to get the badge after the community achievement has been met? I think so. Knight, that's what I had to do, or I don't know what the sequence is, the exact way to do it. What I did was I played around and then I left the game and went back in and it was there. Other people have said that they have just left the game and went back in and it was there. I don't know. Yeah. Although we are getting apparently a one-time event this year. Yeah, that's what it said on the roadmap. Yep, that is very true. Very, very true. I have not played the new Tangle in VR. Actually, I haven't played in VR in quite a long time just because the Quest really doesn't like Steam. It is such a pain in the ass. I would love a new VR. That'd be great. One of your Twitch badges is not in your Phas. It sounds like you're having a lot of problems. I would really recommend going to the Phasmo Discord to ask for help. Yeah. I doubt that you're going to be able to troubleshoot with a Twitch chat. I would highly suggest going to the Phasmo Discord and asking them, how do you get there? If you Google Phasmophobia Discord, it'll probably give you the server. Or if you probably go to discord.gg/Phasmophobia, it'll probably take you there. Just a guess. Phasmo, a VR with friends? Hell yeah. That'd be a lot of fun. I'm curious, excited for the one-time event. Me too. Caroline, I'm good. How are you? All right. Those are done. We are back. What is your favorite thing about playing Phas with friends versus solo? Oh, I mean, if I'm comparing the two, playing with friends, it's just you can't replace those moments of playing with friends. That's why I like having both. And I think there's many people that especially do content would probably agree. Solo is nice because I can engage with not just the game, but with you guys and be able to talk, respond a lot more. When I'm playing with friends, those moments are also priceless because, well, you can't replace a lot of the moments that get had that way. Love the vids with Doc so much. I laugh so hard. It's no matter which of my friends I play with, it is always a good time. Tom and I were just not too long ago talking about the first time that we played Bleasdale together. And a few of the moments we like that, especially one of the moments made it to way to TwitchCon and to many places of us, of me getting evented on like crazy. And as he's just cackling outside the door, watching me prepare to die. Very fun. They both have equal benefits. Agreed. Agreed. So we had a lot of points for just Nightmare. I kind of think we should stay on it. I mean, really, if I wanted to, I could do Pro just to make it easier, but I don't know. I think we just keep it on Nightmare for now. The only thing about it is not being able to see my sanity. You tell my daughter to hush. She won't stop talking, so I watch her. So I can watch the stream. I'm not telling that to her. No, you talk all you want. No. How do little rabbits work in the event? The rabbit that jumps away from you, it will give you 10 sanity and it will decrease the speed by 10, I think. I could be wrong. The one that jumps at you, you lose 10 sanity, and I believe the speed is increased by 10. And then the gold bunny, the gold jackalope causes an instant hunt. Yeah. Use a custom. I could. Let's take a peek real quick. What happens? So ×4 would be what we would aim for probably. So if I did, we have that already, but I'll do Pro preset, right? Pro preset. That's 0.3. If I do, what is it, light rain for the event or is it heavy rain? It's light rain, right? Hold, please. It's heavy rain? Is it really? Ugh. I mean, well, yeah, because no matter what, it doesn't matter what weather I put, it's going to be trumped by whatever's there. Yeah. Tis himself, I'm good. How are you? It is heavy? Ugh. I guess I don't pay attention to it. Might as well put it on there. Why not? Got a 3D printer. When kids come over, I print them some loud whistles. Oh, you are dirty. That's not very nice. That's not very nice at all. So Sandy monitors on, activity monitors on, fuse box start of contract, blah, 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 blah. We could do one curse that's random, which is totally fine by me. I could increase the ghost speed to 50. You don't know how to get to the Phasmophobia cheat sheet website? Go to phasmocheatsheet.com. If you give yourself the monkey paw, that's true. But if you give yourself the monkey paw, I'm pretty sure they nerfed this a long time ago. Yeah, look. So they did this to combat what people found in high school to do a little cheesing. It was high school or it was Sunny Meadows. People found a little bit of cheesing to do with it. So they said F you and just made it basically 0 if you give yourself the monkey paw. Which is filthy in my opinion. Filthy. Filthy. Favorite curse in the music box? 1 grace period? Oh, I could do that. That's true. 1 second grace period and a 150 ghost would bring it back up to 4. Do I think it's filthy? No. Like the method that they were using to get it, who cares? There was such a small amount of people that were doing it. The fact that they changed the entire game just to combat that, Is there an April Fool's prank this year? No. No, they have zero interest of trying to entertain us with that stuff because they want to focus on the larger updates. While on one side, I agree, yes, I want them to focus on large updates. On the other side, I think a small something would have been better than nothing. That's just my take. Meg, thank you for the 31 months, friend. The prank is Flash playing ads. No, it is not. I could just leave it on Nightmare and just say F it instead of worrying about that, because then we could do just normal investigations and then go for, I'm going to leave it on Nightmare for now. I might change my mind, but let's go to Edgefield. I was going to change the dots. That's fine.
All right, we're here.
Whatever.
Take a look at the equipment and prepare accordingly before starting
They leave the actual cheesy spot. Correct. Correct.
new intel.
Correct.
Reports of light
The stuff where you can grind for XP and things like that, when it comes to the settings were changed, but then we have God spots that are available and still available and whatever. It's fine. You know what? We're going to get into a mood. I don't want to get into a mood. We're in a good mood. Okay. Zaylin, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. All right, let's go. Let's go. We have Eddie Baker, 25% parabolic and incense. I'm going to go ahead and grab a parabolic and we're going to grab the EMF. Hopefully we can get that done, get that out of the way. I'm his daughter and the one he told to hush. Thank you so. I am so sorry that he said to hush you. By the way, do you guys like what I did with the garage? Any badges we can earn from watching the streams for this? No. No. And the one that I had available, I made only available for the 1 day so that there was no confusion. Oh. It's either upstairs or in here. Oh, it's upstairs. Okay. Do you think they're going to fix the spots on Willow? Can I be honest with you? No, I don't. Hi. That was literally right here. I honestly don't think so. No. That's sad. Got paid. Wait, what happened? Blondie, what happened? Blondie, your message was really funny earlier, by the way. Hey, Bree, thank you for the biddies. Gunther, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. How long do you have to watch for the badge? What badge? Is there a ghost that can't do a singing event? The Shade. But you can't count the singing from the event ghost. All right, you're there. Let's go. Let's go. Correct. There is no badge. There's no badge from Twitch. Withering Witch! Thank you for the biddies, friend. Didn't know there was new ghosts. Oh, shit. Yeah, there's 3 of them. They've been in the game for a little bit now. All right, I don't know if your room is in there or not. We're just going to guess that it is for now, and then take its temperature. Can you tell my dad? Listen, I am not relaying messages between you and your father. This sounds like a issue that is for your household. I am not picking sides. Can you do believers like InSim? You mean do betting? I only do that occasionally. I don't do that very often. I have a ghost guessing system that's different than what other people do, though. What the hell? Dude, it talked to me right here. If you were to pick a side, it'd be mine, right? Anyway, where were we? Bro, if you're upstairs, I swear to God. I mean, no, it's not that cold. There's no flash therapy. Yeah, the sound was right there, by the way. Which means it's probably over here somewhere. Oh, look, the bone. You looked it up, couldn't find it? Couldn't find what? All right. Oh, what the hell? Where are you? Are you here? Where are you?
Far from their home.
Are you here?
That was taken away.
Are you friendly?
Civil hate crime.
It caused a hate crime. We should probably leave. So how's it make you feel? Lord Waffles, thank you for the 27 months. And Joker, thank you for the 6 months. Me, friendly? Stop. Hey, what's up, Amy? PAX was great. I got to hang out with the friendos, which was always a blast. Always a fun time. Watching the VOD channel earlier, noticed the sounds the ghost makes while hunting is way different. I'm curious, do you prefer the new hunting sounds or the older hunting sounds? Wait, what old hunting sounds? Wait, what? Wait, what? What now? Let's bring these in there. That sounds good. All right, spirit box, let's not forget. They couldn't find the Phasmo cheat sheet. Phasmo cheat sheet.com. Did you go to the website that I said to go to? By chance? I gotta bring all that crap up here. Sassy? No, just making sure people are listening is all. Oh, hey, it worked. That was crazy. That was weird. Hey. Oh, and F the shoes. Wait a minute. No, I was trying to figure out about my trophy because I didn't get it this year. I'm guessing. I did my personal goals and everything. So what exactly would going to the Phasmo cheat sheet solve for that? Oh, not a Yuri. Let's go. Hey, Sunflower. How are you? Yankee Rose. What the hell? Thank you for the super sticker, dude. Oh my God. #1. No, more like #2. #2. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Not a mayor. You're just getting rid of all the ghosties, aren't you? Aren't you? We have Spirit Box and that's it so far. I need to go get the dots. You had quite a few? I haven't had one yet. Okay, we're having some real struggles here. To figure out what this year's trophy looks like and to figure it out, how do I get it fixed? So you went to go to the website, you would try to go to the website, but you didn't go to the website because the URL I told you to, you didn't go to, so you didn't see. Like I told you how to view the trophies, which are on that website so you can see them. And if you're having trouble with that, then you go to the Phasmo Discord, which can then help you solve the problem if you're struggling. Did you do either of those things? Just got here. Why am I being lectured? Because you did it. That's why. See, you did it. See, they told you did it. Yes. Okay. And I couldn't figure out where to go. I went to the Discord and did not help. Okay. What is your name in Discord and what did you ask them? Ask them if they tried turning it off and back on again. I'm just waiting. I'm like locked. I'm locked in now. Just trying to be helpful, man. Just trying to be helpful. You know what I mean? Pulling up receipts? No, just making sure I'm being helpful. That's all. Pretty sure we're all locked in. Yeah. Yankee Rose. Thank you. Nightmare. Brumby. Excuse you. Hope everyone's doing well. Happy Easter to you, Flash and the fam. Oh, thank you so much. Happy early Easter to you too, friend. Caster Blaster. Okay. And what did you ask inside of the Discord? Okay, there's 0 messages from you. You joined the server and haven't done anything. Okay. So you joined the Discord. Did you ask anyone any questions? Did you open a ticket? Or did you join the server and then that was it? Hey, what's up, J-Man? How are you? Is there some reason why to use level 2 salt incense instead of level 3? It's just pure preference. Yeah, it's preference. I just like using them more. That's the main reason. And honestly, I don't like slowing down the ghost with tier 3 salt, and I don't like stopping the ghost in its tracks. How to fix issue? It's not showing up. I did everything. Obviously not. If doing everything means I joined the Phasmo Discord and didn't say shit to anybody or open a ticket, I don't know how to message. See, wait. So you don't know how to message in any channel. Hold on. Okay, I need you to do something for me, okay? They're gonna help you, I promise. You're in the server now, which I assume you can now see the Discord, and you know what that looks like. It's pretty. It's got lots of channels on the left and lots of people's names on the right. It's adorable. So on the right, there's a name that says Phasmo Mod Mail. Okay, and there it says DM me for help. Phasmo. Stop it, Ron. It says Phasmo Mod Mail. So if you go to the Phasmo Mod Mail and you message them and you say, "Hey, I'm having issues. Can you please help me?" They'll say, "Sure. What's your problem?" And then they can help you. Stay for the sass. Listen, Linda, listen. Listen, Linda, listen. I can only assume that that will work. I can only assume. I'm mad. I'm just disappointed. You need to stop this right now. If I laugh anymore, Neon's gonna wake up. Katie, thank you for the subs. I'm sorry, guys. I just listen. I had to be helpful, okay? Look, I had to do my good deed for the day. Hey, what up, Giggity? Sass baiting. That sounds like a really awful phrase. Yeah. Thank you. I'm a nurse and this is making me this is me talking to patients. Oh man. I think any IT person right now is like, welcome in, by the way. Hi, Matthew. Kiki, thank you for the tier 1 code, man. Thank you for the biddies. What's the link for the Discord? Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and ignore you now. All right, moving on. Holy fuck. They're asking for the link to the server that they're literally in. Yep. All right, moving on. Obviously, not everyone can be helped. I tried real hard, man. I tried real hard. Let's go. No, they obviously have not. PAX East was great. It was awesome. Did a lot of hanging out with Mr. Baron and Mr. Chingus, which was freaking awesome. Can I have the link to your Twitch page? Phoenix, I don't have time to go find that. I don't even know where I hid it. I tucked it in like a shoe somewhere. You have the patience of a saint. I have 3 children. In the world of Google and information everywhere. Right. I know. That's crazy. That's wild. All right, moving on. 25% incense. Let's bring this. I'm going to put dots upstairs. I'm going to get this one. How do I follow you? You go to phasmocheatsheet.com. How many points do you have so far for the event? I've literally finished 1 game. I think I have 29. Wait a minute. Is there a bunny there? Okay, we're Gucci. We're fine. I did want to activate the bunny. Following from the cheat sheet would actually be funny. I'm fairly so I don't know if you can actually follow from the cheat sheet, but you can find my Twitch channel from the cheat sheet. Let me see. Hold on. If I go to Phasmo cheat sheet and I go over to the Twitch logo. So funny enough, you hooker. Hold on. Sorry, I got distracted. EMF 5. So if you go to the Phasmo cheat sheet and you go to the Twitch icon right there, because I'm partnered with them, so you can go to my channel. So you technically can get to my channel from there. And not about the following part, but yeah. Open in the cheat sheet. So yes, you can. All right, can you do that again? I was distracted pulling up a website. Oh, it's not going to give me writing. What happened to Ask Jeeves? Still exists. Oh yeah, it hasn't gone anywhere. AskJeeves.com. That's right. All right. Another one of those would be good. We have EMF 5 and Spirit Box. Yes. What's your name? Eddie. You're not a Wraith. Spirit Twins Galudian. Chiba last answered a question February 25th of 2026. That's not that long ago. Can you tell me how to send a message in the chat? Again, I don't have time. How do we know it's your channel? By asking me one very specific question. But I can't tell you what question that is. You just have to know it. That better accounted. I swears to the holies. All right, we're good. Hey, give me an interaction photo. Lift that cup again. Beef or pork ribs? Close. Oh, yikes. How do I tie my shoe? 12. Yeah, the ghost is there. You can tell the ghost is right there. Also, it's a blurry photo. That's how I knew. I need to cleanse and get 25%. We can do that during the hunt. That'll be fine. Can you smell the color 9? Only on Tuesdays. How do you get out of the van? Finish 2nd grade. What question are we on now? I don't know. It's rapid fire at the moment. Which is better, Hey Arnold or Ed and Eddie? If you know me in the slightest, you know what my answer is going to be. How do I see? With your toes. What's your favorite kind of cheese? The yellow kind. What's the answer to life, the universe, and everything? Hot Pockets. How do I walk? Hat down. All right, that's it. That's enough. Hey Arnold for sure. Absolutely. 100%. Did I even see the cursed possession in my travels at all? I don't know if I really did. The answer is 42. Shit. Almost had it. Missed it by that much. Favorite pizza? You know, it's a hard question to answer because I love almost all pizza. Like, even like the Elios, like the awful rectangle ones, bro, I would down some of them right now. Pineapple pizza, yes or no? Only if I don't have to buy it. If I don't have to purchase it, yes. If it's with my own money, then no. We all know you eat pepperoni. I love pepperoni. Honestly, I probably go more just cheese than I do pepperoni, but I absolutely would down some pepperonis for sure. What's your issue with shoes? It's not an issue, it's an obsession. There's a difference. Where? Oh, I was gonna say, where'd they go? Oh, they went in the nest. Mystic, thank you for the raid. Welcome in. Dethrone, thank you for the prime. I'm waiting for you because I need to figure out what the ghost is. Favorite Hot Pocket? Oh, just classic. Classic pizza. Yeah, that's the way to go, man. They make and cheese pizza. It's not and cheese. You grew up on Elios? Oh, man. I remember going to outdoor school as a kid, and like even that pizza was fine. It was way worse than Elios. It was like cardboard. But even then, I was like, you know what? It's fine. I'll eat it. Night Wolf, thank you for the gifted. Oh, shit. Honey buns? Hell yeah. Haven't had one of them in ages. You're definitely not a die-in. Gallo or twins? Right? Ooh, wait a minute. Earlier, it walked in one thing of salt and then it didn't walk in another, did it? You better hush your shit. Yeah, look, now it did. It stepped in a salt, but it only stepped in one. It did not step in two. Yeah, hold on. Do I have time? Yeah, we're good. Yeah, I think we got a Gallo. I didn't pay too much attention to the speed. I just knew the speed was different. Oh, you do this. It just walked in salt again, so this would solve it. Favorite 90s cartoon? Hey Arnold. By far. I have two of the original cells from the show that were drawn by the artist himself. The ghost refuses to have little specks of dust on their feet. Honestly, same. As we're just rubbing salt all over the carpet. Oh, it was the Ouija board. You're right, Drog. Thank you. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Favorite non-scary movie? Forrest Gump. Rem Job. Thank you for the follow. Do you think that guy ever figured out how to get into Discord? Sorry. My brain is around that right now. I was obsessed with Hey Arnold Angry Beavers. Hell yeah. It's like one of those great mysteries we're never going to know about. Heard an interesting take about Gump. Oh, what'd you hear? Doug? I was a 90s cartoon junkie, man. Just my life. Nox! Thank you for the gift of decay and Night Wolf. Little cretin. Look at the salt. Yeah. Your dog's name is Doug? What a great name. What a great name. They say that guy's still trying to get into Discord servers as we speak. Ever watch Drake and Josh? Oh, man. Way back in the day. Yeah. That was another one. That was another one. Chalk World? Oh, man. I feel like I remember that. I don't remember the characters' names, but I do remember them drawing everything in chalk. Like to create their own like world. I forget what other show was like that. I think I do remember that. Chalk Zone. That's what it was. Oh, Kablam was the crazy one, right? Wasn't Kablam the one that was like, oh man, hold on. Wasn't Kablam like the crazy looking one with the two characters with the colored hair? Yes, yes, it was the one where they used the actual dolls. That's right. Had like He-Man and like some Barbie character. Yeah. Oh my God, dude. Shows were crazy. That, Ren and Stimpy, all that stuff, that was psycho shows, but they were so good. They made us who we are today. I still haven't gotten below 25% and cleanse the ghost. All right, we're going back in. Rudy was the kid, I think. Oh man. How do you guys remember all that? My memory is not that good. Where are you? Thanks for the answer, a-hole. Loop the ghost? There's no need. Oh, I loved Rocco's Modern Life. Heifer, Rocco, Spunky. No sanity for you. But oh yeah, but look at this. My average sanity is still above 25. Mr. Time Lord, thank you for the gifted. Donna, thank you for the biddies. Oh yeah, Rocco's, not Rocco's, god damn it. Rocket Power. I have Regina. I've got her as a Funko, but she's the only one. I don't have like Otto or Sam. I don't even know if they make them. I need to look into it. Is the 24/7 channel random old VODs? In a manner of speaking, it is. Today I played the April Fool's one so that everyone could see what it was like. Hey, we did it. Run. Cat Dog was a good one. Loved it. Hi, Mr. Chinggis. Who was next door? The big heads? The turtle was Filbert? Was it Filbert? Turn the page, wash your hands. Turn the page, wash your hands. I'm glad there's so many people here that are old. It makes me happy. Pikachu, thank you for the biddies. Denton, thank you for the gifted. Cow and Chicken was another, no, not Franklin the Turtle. No, we're talking about Filbert. That was from Rocco's Modern Life. The turtle that was like always on edge. I'm nauseous. I'm nauseous. I love them. They're so good. Chat's full of uncles. Hell yeah. No diapers in here, except for the new people that come in that have them. Well, then, you know. I guess we'll babysit for a little bit. All right. I've got the ghost. It's trying to hunt me. I guess we'll do this. Let's do this and then we'll go back in. In good millennial company. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Had a SNES game of Rocco's Modern Life. Oh man, I don't know if I remember a SNES game of it though. We unk, chat. Well, I had fun. All right, both dots in there. Damn. Okay, bye. Listen, you little heathen. Dorito! Flash 9 Liz. Great. Thank you for the biddies. We're just gonna do it like this. Angry Beavers. I loved all those shows, man. I watched many a Nickelodeon show back in the day. That's great, thanks. Oh, we already checked this one. Invader Zim? Invader Zim makes me think of Mr. Kill 07. That's his favorite show. Interesting to see all the generations here saying show names. Old, semi-old, yeah. Beavis and Butthead, I loved that game. Was it for Genesis or something like that? I don't remember what platform it was on, but like the one where you like change channels. Game Boy? No, not for Game Boy. Super Nintendo? Oh, maybe that's what it was. Oh, there you are. Hello, puppy. It was both Genesis and SNES. Were they the same version or were they different? Bye. Have a great time. Oh, they had a Game Boy version too? Did they really? Oh, maybe I didn't know that. I loved the idea of being able to change the channel and going to different places. I thought that was like the coolest idea for a game. All right, that might be all we get. I think we take it and leave. Celebrity deathmatch. Let's get it on. Thank y'all for the hype train. Appreciate you, friends. Celebrity deathmatch was insane. At Powerpuff Girls Friend 64. Do you guys remember the South Park game Friend 64? Where you throw yellow snowballs at mutated turkeys? Anybody? Hay takers? Hay takers? We're digging real deep. Best claymation fights ever? Hell yeah. Galoo! Is there an April Fool's event today? No. Nope. And until, I'm going to be very honest with you, man, until they go full 1.0 on this game, I don't know if there's ever going to be a focus on any of that kind of stuff. I Am Weasel. Oh my God. I barely remember that one. Did you ever get to change the dots? I guess I could. I could switch to tier 1. Conker's Bad Fur Day. I was hella obsessed with Banjo-Kazooie back then. Miss the old Nickelodeon Cartoon Network. Today's show could never compare. Yeah. Got 27 points for that one. Yeah, it's not bad, man. It's really not. All right, what's next on our list? Maples? We'll do some maples. Tier 2? You think I should do tier 2 instead? I could. Maybe tier 2 would actually be better than tier 1. I'm not worried about walking around and looking at each nest with a dot because I can hear them. Tier 2 might be the way to go. Ever play the game Whiplash? I don't know if I did. Or it doesn't stick out. Not that I can recall. Kenton, thank you for the follow. Taco, thank you, thank you. Earthworm Jim? Hell yeah. I remember that. Played that a lot on SNES. Love how Banjo is considered one of the best platforms to date. I love it. Was it a racing game? I don't remember it. We have a definitely established demographic here. Not surprised, but it feels like we stepped into a... I love it. Stepped into a warp. I love it. Warp Tour. Hell yeah. 05. Let's go. South Park Rally on N64 was one of the best. You know what I loved? It was a really stupid game, but it was so good. Chef's Love Shack. It was a quiz show game for N64. Was it N64 or Dreamcast? I don't remember. One of them, but me and my siblings would play that. And it was the funniest shit because it was a quiz show, but there were mini games and you would do the mini games and it was one of the best things. Dreamcast, that might've been what it was. Yeah. Night Wolf, thank you for the subs, friend. All right, let's do this before we get too far. When I did the event, the bunny jumped and scared you so bad. Well, they lowered the sound a little bit. Am I showing me? We all are. Fatal. Oh, trust, friend. We all are. It was on PS2. It was a weasel bunny chained together trying to escape a testing facility. Oh my God, I'll have to look that up. Listen, I've got my NES, my Sega, my SNES, Dreamcast, PS2, Xbox 360. What else is over there? I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. N64. I've got all of them set up right now. ready to rock. If I want to play any of them, I can play them, any of them right now. Yeah, yeah. Shron, thank you for the 49 months. Hello. Hi, friend. Oh, Faz board game. Oh shit, I forgot that's even coming. Any retro rerun today? I'm grinding points today, so probably not. I definitely want to do it soon. You ever played on the Nest or the Wii? Both. Oh yeah. My Nest is set up right now. My Wii set up right now. The kids play the Wii as we speak. We do Wii Sports occasionally. Yep. Indeed. Mr. N64. Man, I love it. It's my favorite. I was a huge Donkey. I liked more than Donkey Kong 64. I like Donkey Kong Country more. I enjoyed that way more. Donkey Kong Country 2. That was my shit. That was my shit. All right. Oh, let me spin the wheel. And then we'll do the stuff and the things. A favorite Wii game? Probably Wii Sports. You know what? There was a Wario game that had a lot of mini games. Was it Wario? It might have been. I think it was Wario. There was it was like a shit ton of mini games. I remember it was just so much fun back in the day. Only thing my retro setup needs is an old CRT. So what I have is I've got all of my old systems on a rack, and then I've got my CRT next to it, and then I've got above the rack a switcher to turn the power on and off to the to each of the systems, so that way they're not drawing power and, you know, wasting money. And then I turn on that, and then I have a switcher above my TV that has all of my composite cables attached to it, so that I can switch to anything I want between any of the systems, the VHS player, all that stuff. So that way I'm not unplugging and replugging and plugging back in anything. Yeah. Hey, promote that Patreon so people can see it. So on Patreon, I did post a photo of that room that I'm working on. Nerd? Hell yeah, Mr. Winter. I could be out doing awful things, and I'm not. I'm being a nerd in my basement, and my wife loves it. Did you know they made a Pimp My Ride game for Wii? No. That sounds awful. No, there's no drops. A whole situation going on for the gaming systems. Yes, sir. I love it, man. It brings me so much joy. I've got, you'll see in the photo, on Patreon, I've got it posted. You'll see in the photo, I've got I've got technically 4 shelves of VHSs, 2 that are 2 DVDs, 2 smaller ones that have all my clamshells on it. And then I've got a bunch, and then I've got all of my like old, like, I don't know what you want to call it. I've got all of my like merchandise stuff around the top of the shelves. Remember Action Max console? No, I don't know what that is. It used a VHS tapes with a light gun. Oh shit. I do remember, was it called Nightmare? There was a game, a board game that you would play, and then you had to play it alongside of a VHS, and the guy would yell at you. I remember that. Was that what it was called? Was it Nightmare? I think that's what it was called. I think so. Queen, thank you for bringing your Prime to a tier 1. Thank you, friend. All right, let's spin it before it's too late. We're wasting time. I have 2 of my dad's old Ataris. Oh shit, I had a was the 2600 called the Darth Vader Atari? I used to have that. Merch. Clue for VHS. Do I have Clue? I don't know if I, wait, hold on. I can tell you if I have Clue for on VHS or not. Give me a second. Let me consult my collection. I don't think I do. Yeah, on the Patreon, I posted a picture of what that room looks like, but I also posted the video from PAX, my highlight video. No, I don't have Clue on VHS. That's very sad. Although it's really funny that I looked up Clue and it brought up Sixth Sense, Silence of the Lambs, Spellbound, Cool Runnings, and Harry Potter. What? Oh, I loved Clue too with Tim Curry. Hell yeah. Love that movie. The game Clue, not the movie. Oh, I've got the game. I have Clue, the game for sure. Feel the rhythm, feel the right. Oh, I love it so much. Listen, man, we don't get into these tangents too often, but when we do, there's really no stopping it. So if you have zero interest in it, I am so sorry. It does happen from time to time. It's sort of like going on like a food tangent. You know what I mean? It happens. We just have to accept what it is and deal with it. All right. Give me a second to go onto my merch site so I can gift merch to the stream. Nerds. Mr. Winter, I hope you're good, sir. I was busy playing Dream Phone and Mall Madness. I want to get those, Siren. My sister had Dream Phone and she was not a girly girl at all either, which was really funny. But we had both of those games. I remember Mall Madness. The game Clue on VHS had a book with a red filter paper to reveal the answers. Wait, what? Wait, there was a game Clue on VHS? What? Clue's one of the two movies I consider to be perfect. The other being Princess Bride. Both of those movies are so freaking good. Hey, Rem, welcome in. I love them so much. You guys have Mall Madness? Oh, you bastards. Yeah, but do you have Figure It Out? Yeah, do you have that on board? You have that as a board game? Huh? Huh? Hot Shot? Inconceivable. No? Yeah, that's right. Damn right you don't. You have Dead End Drive? I did see that they're making a Backrooms movie. I did. I'm excited to see it. You know what else I'm excited to see? I'm also excited to see the Mortuary Assistant movie. Oh, I have Guess Who. I don't have like an original. It's not very old. You have the OG Dark Tower. Do you have a 1990, was it 93 or 96? Creepy Crawler set? You do have Dead End Drive? It's such a good board game. You do? You get the hell out of here. Do you really? All right, let me gift the merch. Hold on. I'm falling apart. I'm falling apart. Hold, please. Hold. All right. I'm gonna keep reading while I work. While I do this, I'm gonna keep her. Yeah. Over here lurking while baking 2 kinds of brownies and cookies. I appreciate you. I hope that they turn out really good. You have your 1996 Jumanji board game? Ugh. Listen, hey, side note, if any of you guys ever are going through your house and you're like, man, I've got all these old 90s retro things, these old VHSs or board games or whatever it may be, and man, I don't want these at all. I do have a P.O. box. I'm just saying, if you don't want it, if you're going to throw it out or something or just whatever, get rid of it, I'm just saying, your boy's got a room that would be more than happy to accept it. I'm just throwing that out there. Don't read too much into it, but read into it. Yeah. I do take 90s nostalgia donations. This is true. I certainly do. I tell you, the video store that's close to us though, funny enough, I did finally, after all these times, the guy asked what my name was. I was like, yep, this is how you know I'm getting in deep. I know their name and they know mine, so now we can greet each other when I walk in. I don't always buy something. I'll go in and I'll just walk around, but I almost purposefully do not scan with detail. Like I sort of skip around a bunch so that when I come back, I see new stuff I didn't see before. Yeah. What about old Disney cards? Oh, hell yeah. Dude, you know what I do have? I have a VHS that is a 90s, was it 90s or early 2000s? It might be early 2000s. Resort video that I found that was like a getting ready for your vacation kind of thing. And it had a map in it. Queen, thank you for the biddies. There's a con here in a few weeks. The guy who voiced Animaniacs will be there. Oh, get out of here. Straight up watching it work. Dude, don't get fired. Okay, this is locked and all right, we're gonna refresh. Sorry. I'm trying to do a merch giveaway. I'm sorry, it's being a pain in my ass. Okay, I guess I'm gonna use a different method to pay. The days of having to rewind the VHS tape or taking it out of the player. I know you're big on VHS, but what about old games like NES? Oh yeah, I've got mine set up now. I don't have a lot of games though. I do want to invest in getting more games. But I've got all those old systems up and working. Yeah, they're working right now. For sure. Queen, thank you for the subs, friend. Endless sessions of Rush 2 on N64. Dude, I loved Rush. Oh, I loved that game so much. Exclamation point enter in the chat and you guys could win yourself a oh hey how are you mug, because we like coffee around here and mugs. Oh hey how are you. I have so many old school Disney VHS tapes, but unfortunately lost them all due to the X. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm the manager working. Oh, okay. And watching with my man. Well, I appreciate you both. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And watching with the manager. If you haven't seen it, it's this mug. Oh, hey, how are you? Yeah, VHS, Disney VHS wise, I'm really just working on, like, I've had this idea of wanting to get or take newer Disney movies and turn them into VHSs, which I might do at some point. Hello, Scorpio, GG's. Enjoy the merch. Enjoy the moich. Enjoyed the movies. Three Ninjas. Oh my God. I remember that. Remember having a lime green or orange Nickelodeon VHS? Probably orange. I don't know of any that were lime green. I think I might have a green Goosebumps tape. How do you turn a new movie into a VHS? There's multiple different ways to do it. One way to do it would be you could play it from your laptop to the CRT, running it through a VHS player, and then you record it onto a new VHS tape. Orange Rugrats, yeah. I have Sega. Wasn't the Cars VHS red? It might have been. It might have been. All right. Ready for Maples. Go to UPS and ship the cards, right? Oh, what? If you're trying to send me something? Oh, if you're trying to send me something, the P.O. box is right there, friend. Cars was on VHS. I think it was the last Disney VHS, last animated Disney VHS, if I remember correctly. I think so. Did you pin that hot take comment on your April Fool's instant? I thought it was laughable bad take. Wait, what? Did I pin on my short? Wait, hold on. On which one? On the April Fool's? I don't think I pinned anything on it. Not that I recall. Hold on. Hold, please. I'm fairly certain I didn't pin any comments on that one. The Incredibles was on VHS. Yeah, but that wasn't after Cars, was it? Because VHSs stopped getting made generally in like 2007. When did the gameplay start? It started about 2 hours ago. Yeah, where have you been? Cars was the last one. I thought it was. No, it's not pinned for me. No, that's not pinned. You were in the bayou? Well, why didn't you hurry up? How was your stream earlier, by the way? I was lurking you while you were shoosting people. Shooting people in the face in the game for legal reasons. I do see that. Somebody said, hot take, ruining your game for April Fool's Day is never funny. What the hell? What the hell? Supposed to stream Faz last minute. Homie asked to do. Oh, I got you. I got you. No worries. All right, let's go to Maples, shall we? How the ghosties? They've been okay.
Right,
definitely not that bad.
Take a look at the equipment.
Oh, thank you for the merch. Oh, the spooky retro shirt. Thank you, friend.
The ghost here seems to be linked to a cursed object.
But yeah, ghosties have been good. Yeah. Hey, Ezra, thank you for the super chat, man. Do you know when the event ends? Yeah, I do have a date. I don't know if I have it. When does the event end? I have a date here somewhere. Was it the 21st? It's going on for a while. Yeah? Okay. A little less than 3 weeks. 2 weeks and 6 days from now. You've got lots of time. Lots of time. Hi, caramba. Try to get all the jump scare bunny. How the hell am I gonna try to get a bunny randomly? Explain how that works. Jade, think of the 10 months. How the hell does that work? But double XP ends Tuesday? Yeah, the double XP lasts for a week. Correct. Correct. All right, Harold Mills. But so that's why the community points, the community aspect with the cards ended in less than a day because of all the double XP and double everything. Yeah. You went hard on oh, you were almost done from a day? God damn. God damn. I have not seen Maple Lodge with the decorations. Thank you for the mustard pancakes. Appreciate it. Death becomes you 07. Thank you so much for the gifted friend. Thank you. Name for Twitch baby. It's a child. Is that sort of like the Bob we add a baby, it's a boy? It's like the same thing. That's like the same thing, right? All right, so let's take this, take this, take this. Oh, I see we have these kind of trees again. That's fun. I remember those. Hey, now I can walk over here because they fixed it. Let's go. Hey, let's go. It's fixed. Let's go. Close enough. Hi, Gary. Playing Old Maple Lodge right now. Well, it's making me lag, and I don't know why. It's just the game. Commercial hit harder than it should have. Yeah, but you remember it so well, though, right? Is it frozen to the back of this? What the hell? Oh, someone's neck just broke. That's sad. All right, we'll do a lap. I don't know if I'm going to worry about bunnies on this one, man. Could take 500 years. Campground was laggy for you too? Oh, great. Thank you for letting me know, though. I appreciate it. Scape, hello. Yeah, it's bad. This is not good. So we'll do this one as quick as we can. Good night, Callie. I ain't heard nothing. Like, why? Oh, why? You can use the pair mic for the bunnies. So the way that we do it, or the way that I've been doing it is, I walk around with this. Now, you can't hear the nest from a distance, but one thing that it helps with is being able to mute all the other sounds so you can still hear the bunny. I mean, you can still hear the jackalope. So... Oh, of course you're in the cabin, you piece of crap. I'm trying to find one for you. I have yet to find a jackalope, by the way. Oh, there's one. So listen, if I'm walking by like this, I got nothing. But if I walk by like this, we hear that. So we found one. Ghost is in here, which is awesome. Yeah, you're welcome. It's just a really, it's a way to help find them if you're having trouble hearing because of all the rain. Ooh, there's our breath already. Okay. I'll tell you what, we're going to bring this outside. Oh my God. The lag is just delicious and yummy. We'll put you right down. I didn't hear it, so I guess I'm too old. It's one of those frequency test things. Yeah. Oh. Is it permanently raining during the event? Sure is. Get out of there. It's gross. Also didn't hear it. It's a little hard to hear, but I've also got the volume cranked in the game, to be fair to you guys. So the volume is absolutely cranked in my ear holes. Yeah. I don't know what's up with the light and the lag, but it's not great. Not great. There's Toe. We give Toe reading materials. And just in case he wants to give us a call, we'll give him a spirit box. All right, we're going to drop the flashlight. I'm going to take sanity and we're going to bring this. We saw our breath real fast inside of there. So I'm wondering if we have freezing. Missed whoever did the gifted, but thank you. If you check your notifications, Little Big Sis, you should be able to see it. I haven't played this map during the event yet, but I also, if you caught it, played total 15 matches, the weekly done today. It was almost every 3 games I got the ghost correct. One was the Raiju. Oh my god. But wait, what was happening with the other ghost though? Just like being a pain in the ass and not giving you all your evidence. How do you mark down that you found them? I just remember where they were. Or I don't remember and I'm like, hey chat, where were they? All right, no orbs. We still have breath over here? Yes, we do. Okay. Put you there. Cold, but no freezing. It's like 1.8, 1.6. Ooh, I have ads trying to play. All right, I'm going to snooze the ads so it buys us time to finish this match. You reckon this update's super scary? Do I reckon that the update that added little bunny rabbits around the map is super scary? Sure. Been struggling so bad with Nightmare today for some reason. I had a ghost earlier. Was convinced with a mare. Ooh. Well, to be fair to anybody that's playing the singing event, the singing event is creepy. I mean, yes, it is. To be fair to anybody that is doing Nightmare, some of the ghosts have just felt really wonky. Have felt really strange and not like themselves. So Nightmare can be a little tough at the moment. Let's watch this for now. Maybe we'll get lucky and see some dudes. Well, the one thing I don't like about the ghost model is the steps. It just feels quiet. Have you not seen Monty Python? I was doing better, but I've been really struggling recently. That's fair. Well, it's not a terrible idea to put it on pro while this stuff is going on. It's really not. Supposed to be a creepy game. I mean, kind of, yeah. The intention of this game was not, ooh, this needs to be super scary. That's not why this game was made. This was made as a puzzle game. DK himself has come out and said that. People that are like, oh, there needs to be 1,500 jump scares. I should walk in there and just pee my britches the second I enter the door. That's not why this game exists. Hey, Unholy. How are the ghosties? My ghosties have been okay. Definitely not too bad. Not too bad. All right. It's not doing anything. So we're going to bring stuff. In pro, been getting 30 points per match. Correct ghost, 3 bunnies, and side objectives. Hell yeah. Social deduction at its finest. Guess who? That's right. Yours were buttheads? Oh, no. Want to slowly get into Nightmare difficulty, but need more practice in knowing how the ghost hunt. Well, like we said, one of the good ways to do that is to just play on pro and don't get all of your evidence. Get 2 and then just don't get the 3rd and see if you can figure it out. And then to be sure, get the 3rd once you think you figured out the ghost. You like wait for me to get here to start doing stuff. What's the deal, hotshot? Okay, the single steps is annoying. Maybe it's freezing now. Still no freezing. Okay. I'm gonna say no to the UVs. I'll say no to the freezing. You got 2 blood moons in a row, you lucky dog. Oh my God, we're struggling, man. I like the Easter eggs involved in the dead body under the cabin with this map, but for some reason I just don't enjoy the map in general. Is it just me? No, I don't think it is just you. I think there's a good handful of people that don't particularly like the map. I don't know. I feel like I play it less now than I used to. The reason they had to make the map the way that it is, as you know it now, is because the line of sights that they used to have were way too long, and it made it even worse. The lag was really terrible. So they had to make it like a maze where you could only see so much at one time. The map literally already has been reworked. That's the funnier part. It already has been reworked. Oh, did I try? Oh no, I gave you the spirit box. Toe, you silly goof. Look at us being a bunch of dinguses over here. Photo of the EMF, motion sensor, video of the ghost. All right, well, I need to bring these 2, so we're gonna do photo of the EMF. Toe's trying to make friends. I know, but I forgot that I gave him the spirit box, and I thought that I already brought the spirit box in, and I'm failing. Any Hoosiers. Anywho. Do you guys think that person found the Discord? Good night, Ultimate. I'm going to be honest. I don't think so. Not a chance. Okay. The thing is, they're in the Discord. Like, that was the craziest part of it. Where are you? Are you here?
Slips away.
Where are you?
Far from their
Oh, are you here?
A closing.
Are you a Dio? You angry? Are you old? Are you old? Are you old? Are you angry? Are you here? Are you near? Are you far? Where are you? Are you close?
A closing.
Holy shit. The lag is getting real bad lag. We finally got something. Still no freezings. Was it frozen? It was locked up on me, yeah. It does not like my interrogation at all, no. No, it does not. Gorio's off the table, so that's interesting. You shrew something. What'd you shrew? Gorbs? Oh, you little piece of crap. Oh. Hey, DBZ, welcome in. Yeah, what they said. Thank you, Drifter. That little bastard. I saw it. I seenst it. Well, we had translucent ghost and it did not disappear, so it's not you. You walked in salt, so it's either a Dio or a yokai. Interesting. Interesting. Did I see the cursed possession in my travels? I don't recall. Calling Dio? I mean, maybe. No mirror. Oh, the circle is literally in the room with the ghost. Shit. Well, that ain't good. No, I literally took a picture of it. I went to get a photo of the ghost and I took a picture of the circle. Well, that's not good at all, but we can do it like this. I need a motion sensor. Here, let's do that too. Oh, I know. I even took the photo. See, remember the thing we were talking about earlier about the memory thing? No, I didn't find the bone. I'm not too worried about it, though. Unless I'm going for perfect games, I really don't care about the bone. Nee. Nee. We talked about memory? Okay. All right. This is why we always say post things in Discord. Correct. That's the one of the biggest reasons we push for that hard. When someone's like, have you played this game? You should check this out or check this out or see this. Like, please put it in the Discord. You know that I'm not going to remember. Yoink. All right. What is it between? Yokai Dio? All right, well. Game on. Eee. Eee. Give me your toy. Mine. But we don't know how to get Discord. Oh, you are a Dio. You little cheeky bastard. I was trying to get you to talk to me earlier. Hey, come here. Hi, little buddy. What are you doing? Ain't it so cute? Look at it. Hey, hey. Oh, it's so cute and disgusting at the same time. Shit, I need a video. Oh, let's go get a video camera. Oh, ads are about to start. We know it's a DO, just a heads up. We know it's a DO. If you get hit by ads, I apologize. I want to get this video though. So we'll get this, and then after I get the video, I'm probably gonna dip and say F the bunnies. I don't care. Because I really haven't even found any bunnies anywhere. How low can the ghost get with all the runaway bunnies? How low can it get? How low? What do you mean? Are there any over here? I did smudge it, so that is going to cause a little disruption. Oh, how slow can it get? Well, I guess... Oh, shit. Are you kidding me? What the hell? I guess 80 slower, right? Because that's the slowest that's the most amount of bunnies you can get. Dude, I have like none. Did it glitch? It did. Hey, Captain. It did glitch, yes. But I have like none. Look. Are there any inside of the tents? Cap, I hope your stream was good. Ah, F it. Let's go this way. I guess not. That's fine. Whatevers. Bye, Juju. Have a good one, friendo. Oh, look, the bone. Hey, we found one. Friend. I need a video of you. Gotcha. Did it just stop hunting? It took that long to get over to me. Good Lord. What other events do they normally do outside of Christmas, Halloween, and Easter? As of right now, that's it. There's apparently going to be a single time event this year, but we don't know what it is yet. All right, let's go. Frickin' Dio, man. Frickin' Dio. Hey, Trevor, welcome in. Ghost was like, film me.
Welcome back.
Still got 25 points. That's not bad. That ain't bad. All right. I mean, it's only for 30 more seconds, but we might as well run it. Birthday events, I think. Did they do anything for the last birthday? Favorite ghost? Mimic. I love mimics. Mimics are the best. I don't remember if they did for this last one. Hey, Seraphine. I don't remember. Just saying, the glitch spots you can back yourself into seems safe. One of the upstairs bedrooms in Edgefield is not safe. I don't normally use them. Got a headache going to bed watching the I appreciate you, friend. Thank you. I remember the decorated lobby for it. Are we sure? Am I just not remembering it? It was a big birthday cake. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. I remember it now. Yep. I remember the big 5 on it. Yeah, that's right. Yep. The party poppers. That's right. Do I do normal nightmare? Yeah. Disco dots. I remember, like, I'm picturing the image in my head now of the big cake. Yeah. It's all come together. I'm gonna open my door. It's hot as shit in here. Hold on. It's hot in here. Spent a good 45 minutes avoiding the hunts because I thought it was a DO. Turned out to be a mimic. Yikes. Yeah, I remember it now. It's hitting me. All right. Now, let's go to Camp Woodwind, shall we? Are there any objectives for the Easter event like Christmas one did, or is it just playing the game specific maps? The Easter event, outside of finding out what the ghost is and completing the objectives, the way you get more event points is by finding the jackalopes in the certain nests that have the eggs. And when you do it, there's a possible consequence to it, depending. So when you find them, you shine dots on them, whether it's tier 1, 2, 3, whatever, it doesn't matter. You pick your preference, whichever one you find better. But when you do, it will either do one of 3 things. The jackalope will either run away, jump at you, or it'll be gold. If it runs away, then you will gain 10 sanity and the ghost will be 10, it'll be 10% or 10 slower. And if it jumps at you, it'll be 10 faster and you will lose 10 sanity. If it's gold, it will instant hunt you. If you don't have a loop spot, the DO becomes a lot more of a problem. That's why it's good to have a smudge if you think it might be. Farmhouses, does it count for both your progress? If CH? Wait, what do you mean? What you mean? Any orbs by chance? Oh, if Cursed Hollow is at the farmhouses, does it count for both your progress in the Cursed Hollow and the farmhouse badge? I would assume so. Well, the Cursed Hollow badge is based on the community points, right? So I assume that you would be able to earn that and also the farmhouse badge at the same time. I don't think it's just like one or the other. Does the gold bunny hunt from you from where the bunny is or from the ghost room? I think from wherever the ghost is. I think wherever the ghost is, it insta hunts from wherever it is. No, I don't think it hunts from where the bunny is. All right, I don't see any orbicals. All right, let's bring you, let's bring you, let's bring you. You. No. Does it? I'm pretty sure that the golden ignores crucifixes. I think it even ignores the tier 3 crucifix. I think. That could be wrong. I haven't had one yet. Okay, so I guess I get no bunnies. I didn't want any anyway. There's one. Where was that knock? Is that near me? Even tier 3 indeed? Yeah. The barrel's still broken? I assume so. Found another one. I don't know where that knock happened, but I heard a knock. Hey, Court, thank you for the biddies. Kels, thank you for the follow. I don't know. It is also frustrated. All right, well, it's around there somewhere. My friends keep dying in the proper hiding spots in this map in Maple. Are there mics open? Can the ghost hear them? Do they have electronics on? There's lots of possible if, ands, or buts. The barrels are broken. Is that why I died there the other day? Oh no, they're broken in a different way. Yeah, we'll look into it here in a minute or in a bit. We'll get there. I'm gonna place this here for now. I need to go get the thermo. Not called the death barrels for a reason. Well, it's just ironic that we call them the death barrels, but really it's very easy to stay alive with those barrels now that we know. Ram, thank you for the sub. I freaking appreciate you, dude. Thank you. There's another one where I barely have like any jackalopes. The barrels of life. The barrels now give us life. Maybe it's one of the food tent. I mean, maybe it's the game or the food tent. Till they change it, I'm totally cool with them changing it. Both of these are cold. Interesting. You just hopping from tent to tent, Brett? Let's go get more, actually. Barrels of protection. Ducking into the mini tent's a safer spot to hide, assuming the ghost. Oh no, there's a safer spot than that. I'd like to assume they're experienced enough. See, your problem is you're assuming they're experienced enough that they would turn off their stuff. If they keep dying, there's a reason they keep dying. Interesting. Is that your room, Hotshot? Why isn't it getting colder? There we go. Maybe they enjoy hugging the ghost. That might be what it is. They might just be ashamed is all. Photo of the EMF, 3 unique videos, and witness a ghost event. Okay. Wait. Yeah, photo of the EMF. We could try. I have EMF 5. I do know that. Wait a minute. What the fuck? Oh, it threw the football in here. I was like, why do I have EMF 3 on the fire? Well, that explains why. It's playing ball. They said it was a small tent specifically, so I thought maybe those were bugged. Not unless the ghost sees you go in there. The cursed campfire. I've seen this movie. this, do this. Just set up shop a little bit. Bro, where are you? Okay. Good seeing you. You don't like football either? That's okay. You don't have to like football. Fizzle, welcome in. How are you? A little confused. A little much confused. I need to capture 3 videos. Where's the ghost now? Has it moved? You were over there chucking stuff. Oh, hey, Slendy's here. I didn't even see him over there. Look at that guy. Like, at no point has it been really that cold. Okay. Listen, brother. Getting 8 degrees everywhere is not exactly ideal. How many bunnies can you find by map? You piece of shit. 8 is the max amount that you can find. 8. You little son of a bitch. Gotcha. Let's get a crucifix real fast before it tries to murder our face holes. Yeah, that'll do. Outside the tent? No, it's in the tent. It's in the white tent, but it moved from over there to over here, which was weird. There it is. Wait for it to do that again. Rexy, thank you for the follow. Hey, get to stepping. Maniacs in the mailbox. Come on. Thank you. All right, now you did that thing. Can you do another thing? Like touch the tent flap. Any orbs? No. Is it 8 guaranteed? No, you're not going to get 8 guaranteed. It's between 2 and 8. And it's random. Hello? Oh, I almost recorded that again. Shit. Come on. Come on. Excuse me. What the dickens? You piece of trash. Oh, thank you. Hey, there we go. All right. So did I say I had EMF 5? Am I still doing a badge? No. No, I stopped. Yeah, I do. I only did it for the one day because I didn't want to confuse people in thinking that Phasmo was actually doing a drop. Yeah. You still have to pull a hangman. I mean, it happens. It's just RNG, man. It's literally just RNG. Just another manic Monday. All right. Let's bring you. Now that I'm not worried about video, we can track where it is a little more. We gotta be here. Yeah, shut up. Oh, you ate the crucifix. Oh, you tried to murder me. What a dickhole. Here, we'll put this over here. Let me go get another smudge. Missed out. I know. Well, I'm hoping I want to send a message to them again and be like, listen, man, I would love to be able to only do watch time and not be forced into doing sub ones too. That'd be really nice. Do you need to find all the bunny? You don't have to find any. Right, Slendy? You don't have to find any bunnies. If you complete the objectives and you figure out what the ghost is, you get points. The bunnies are just extra. So if you're like, screw this, I don't want to mess with the ghost speed or any of that jazz, then don't. Well, that's not fixed. The barrows of life. They used to be the death barrels. That went away real fast. That did sound faster. Another feature? Yeah. It did sound faster. Is she blind? Well, not blind. Sounds fast. I mean, I could always do this and go back there so we could hear it without, because I have found 0 bunnies, so the sound should be natural to whatever the ghost is. Sweet Kai, hello. I have found no bunnies. None. Oh, you're a djinn. Well, that explains it. Oh, that might have missed. Oh, whatever. Yeah, it's a djinn. Have that. Rather than going around and finding bunnies and all that shit. I mean, I guess I could try to quickly go find it, but did I find any bunnies at all? Why is the ghost not going to you? So whenever that... Whenever the, was it the bathroom? Whenever that hiding spot is available, if I find a gold one, I swear to God, then the ghost can't path in certain directions over that way. I've yet to find a gold one. It's not going to happen now. Yep. Rude. Yeah. 2 is all that I found on this one. So it's between 2 and 8. Sometimes you're just going to get lucky. If you're playing on a larger map like Maple, then there's a higher chance. So yeah. Bad bunny? All right. All right. Well, we didn't get our second piece of evidence, but who cares? Whatevs. We move on. The gold bunny starts a hunt instantly. Immediately. I have yet to get one. I have other people that have gotten like 100 of them.
I've got some jobs ready for you.
Yeah, I haven't got a single one yet. Look, still got 27 points. Not bad. Well, I only found 2 bunnies. That's definitely not bad at all. All right. We have 40%. Let me back out and see if that's true. You had 4 already, yeah.
Welcome back.
Like I said, some people are just getting them, some aren't. Nope. 54%. All right, we're on the move, man. Let's go back to Willers.
All right.
Hey, what's up, Fukuju? How are you, friend? Sister got a gold one yesterday, and I was stuck in the kitchen. Yikes. Yikes. Point Hope? Point Hope's not one of the event maps right now. Nope. We are only worried about doing event maps. That is it. We're just trying to get enough points to get our cosmetics. So obviously cosmetics are not available right now. They said that they are working, they'll be available soon. I don't know when that is. We are technically past Q1, and I think they said they were going to be ready by Q1. So a little bit behind. I don't know when it's going to be. Your guess is as good as mine, friends. As good as mine. Actually, let's do a quick look. There's one. One in Rome, yeah. Power. Nothing. We got hiding here. We have Ouija board there. Nothing. All right, so what do we know? Ouija board. Nest in the front. Hoping in the next 2 months. I hope it's sooner than that. Well, they made that quiet as shit. Why is it so quiet? I barely heard it going off. Get away from the power, you little cretin. It's not for you. Back off. Also, that event is really short. It's on night mode. It's not gonna wake the neighbors. It's not gonna wake anybody. Not complaining it's quiet, but still, right. It's just, it's different. I wasn't ready for it is all. Ooh, also, I did ask. I've been hearing from other people that they've been getting events during cursed possession usage where it's been giving them the shadow ghost when it should be the physical ghost. What do I mean by that? When you light the summoning circle, when you put down the music box and the ghost walks to it, it is supposed to be a physical ghost manifestation. Whenever we've ever had a shade, it has been sometimes a shadow. Well, I have heard other people telling me that they have had other ghosts that have been walking to it as a shadow that are not shades, but it's only been after this update. But I've been told by the dev team that there were no changes done of any kind like that. So it's either A, something wonky's going on, or B, they did change something, but they accidentally made that so. It was supposed to be that every ghost was supposed to have this possibility of being a shadow. I think it should be embedded into the game that the shade is the only ghost that can do that. That seems like a very shade thing to be the shadow ghost. So if it's something that's now just for every ghost, that sucks. Ray had a music box ghost that was a shadow. Right, that was not a shade, I presume, which sucks. And if they're like, oh, well. Not the first time the dev said we didn't change this. Well, it's sort of like the tower card. Like, I still firmly believe, and I could be wrong, I firmly believe that they messed up the tower card and then they just said, oh, well, we don't think it should have an instant interaction. Really? I kind of call bull crap. Maybe that's just me. You son of a bitch. Oh, I forgot I had tier 2 dots. Oh, yeah. What about the voodoo doll? And that's something that I brought up. Yeah, I literally worded to them, and I can give you the exact wording of what I said. Because we have the ability to ask them questions, to get some responses from them. Let me see. I said, I called the thread Justice for Tower Card. I said, I think most people agree that the tower card was better before the change. Having the instant interaction from the tower card was actually useful. Having increased interactions based on your sanity for 60 seconds feels like it does nothing. If the instant interaction was removed because the ghost does not always have something to interact with, then the voodoo doll would have been removed from the game because it's the same concept. I vote we bring back the instant interaction when you pull a tower card, in which someone responded and said, I'm not going to lie, this whole time I just thought it was still broken. And that is the same exact comment from most of the community. They just think it's broken. Nope. According to the dev team, it was changed purposely that way. Or so they say. I'm going to call shenanigans, if you will, seemingly does absolutely nothing correct. So I don't have the ID cards for the event in my inventory. Did I need to claim them? If you started the game up, Falcon, try and quit the game and go back in. If you don't have it, do a quick start of a game, guess the ghost, leave, see if you have it. If you don't have it, then restart. So because what I did to get it was I jumped into a game, I left, restarted, and it was there. So I don't know the exact sequence that's making it happen. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Are you close? Are you angry? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Nothing. Did you ever get the conch shell? No, I haven't. I still have yet to make that happen. Still no noise. I gotta try. Oh, Stippies. Stippies. Where are you going? Where are you going? I see that the little tiny ghost still has massive feet. Cool, cool. Cool, cool. Makes perfect sense. Get your big ass feet away from me, you clown. Get away from me, you clown. All right. Stopped aging, but her feet didn't. That's funny. Monkey, thank you for the tier 1. Welcome in. Kid's on the way to being an NBA player. Lady Jessie. Welcome back, friend. Thank you for the 10 months. How are you? Thank you for the prime. Objectives 25, and I need 3 unique photos. I don't want to do it. You know what? Safety first. It feels like they meme with a picture of a bursted. It feels like the meme of a picture of a bursted pipe. Instead of fixing the pipe, you put a fountain on it. that is kind of what it feels like. Doing well. Just got a little to bed, relaxing before. Oh, there you go. There you go. Here, I'll put that over there. All right. Hey, I need unique photos. Do the ting. Thank you for the 4 months. Heck, thank you, thank you. Oh yeah, I can do this. Good channel. I haven't seen the bone yet. I could go traveling. Do I have any evidence yet? Wait, what? I UV. That's it so far, right? Oh, Goryo's possible. That's disgusting. Hold on. Put you there. Let's put you over here. Don't you dare. Thought the bone was in the bathroom. Oh, was it? I might have missed it. Don't be that ghost. Hope you have auto insurance. The Cruci might ignite the straw. By no, it's fire retardant straw. It's what all the parents use for Easter. The Cruci just has a very low combustion point. See, there you go. There's so many excuses we can make. Where can I buy some of that? Hallgate. It's that new Hallmark Walmart Target that opened up down the street. Oh, I did see that. What the hell? Nothing still. What are you? Oh, you're right in front of my face. You little shit. I couldn't see it. It was over here tucked. Oh my God. Shadow, right? Yeah, there we go. You have to check that out? Yeah. Or, yeah, Hallmart. It's like Hellmart, but it's in the hall. All right. I don't know what the second piece of evidence is. I don't know what I'm missing. I have UV, and it's just not giving me whatever else it's supposed to be. Tried Spirit Box, all the things. The ghost does not seem to like you. It is not a big fan, or it is a fan, and that's why it's now all of a sudden showing up a lot. Yeah, Monkey, welcome in. Hello. I could try Spirit Box again, sure. Not a bad idea. Not the first time. Where are you? Are you here? It's being, dude, something has happened to the spirit box. Did it throw the book? Oh yeah, no writing. Where are you? It got lost on Discord. Where are you? Are you here? Check, check. It's, where are you? Oh my God. Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Are you close? Why is it so weird? Are you friendly? Are you angry? Nothing. Let's go get another thing of dots and another camera. How do you tell whether it's an unlucky minion or a lucky one? A lucky one will run away. An unlucky one will jump at you. Yeah, let's do that. And you know what? When in Rome. Start saying random fruit and see if it responds. Random fruit? Also had orbs not show up. I've had many a times where the orbs has not shown up for eons and then it eventually just did. Oh, hey, a burned cruise seat. That's cool. I heard they're all the rage these days. YouTube's delayed a bit. I mean, probably not delayed too much. You might want to refresh your browser. Hey, shut your lips. Shouldn't be too bad, I would assume. Hot, 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 hot. Had an orb flickering in and out of the ceiling yesterday. Oh, cool. That sounds awesome. I can't wait to get one of those. All right, I have both. We can see here and we can see over here. So if we get dots on either side of the truck, we should be able to see it unless it walks in front. And then I'm screw-ed. If it is even dots, which we don't know. Whatever it is, it's just not giving me the second piece of evidence I'm supposed to get. But definitely no orbs. Nowhere to be found. There was no UV. Had a mayor do an orb inside the car on Ridgeview. That little bastard. Yeah, we know we don't have to look for writing. Definitely don't have to look for that. There was UV. Wait, what? There was UV? Wait, did I get you? There was UV. Oh my God. No, that's the one evidence I have. Sorry, I'm confusing myself. Because we said it had the big clown feet because it's a little kid ghost and it's massive toes. I just haven't gotten the second piece. We're back to... You little son of a bitch. It is dots. Oh, wait. I have a photo of you, right? Yeah. And they're both blurry, so that's not a phantom. Banshee, Goryo, Obambo. It's going to be really tough. Well, I have dots on both sides. It might be a little bit easier now. I'm also thinking of Goryo. Let's go back inside. Let's take one of those. And double our smudge, double our fun. I think that's the way to go. Male ghost? Daniel. Daniel? Yeah. Not a banshee. Oh yeah, the Obamba would give it away for sure. They might start hunting us in a second. Possible Goryo dots. He wants to go back to Neverland? Well, tell him to fly his ass out the door. Or, you know, whatever. So even though it's a girl ghost model, it could still be a guy. Yes, because technically the ghost model is not the girl ghost model. Since it's the Easter event one. It can be either or. I believe as of right now, Krampus is the only one. Krampus can never be a Banshee or a Dian. That's cute. My God, thank you for the 5 months. Good evening. Hope everyone's having a good, cozy evening. We are. Well, we're trying to. The ghost is making that not very possible. If it doesn't give us the dots, the hunting speed's going to give it away. We were just hoping to get it this way. I just don't think that's going to happen. Love seeing the new ghost models they're cooking up. Me too. We've seen what a new possible death animation will be. Yeah, it's a Goria. What up, Hex Bros? How are you? You little sneaky beesh. Hello. We don't like you very much. You wear that? Not a fan. At all. Yeah, that's a Goria. Cool. We get a model that looks like Bert from the oldest. Yeah, we could try. Is the garage back room a separate room? No, it's the same room. It's just sometimes you might see orbs back there, so you got to be careful, SpongeBob. During the event, can the Obake shapeshift? Yes, it can. So when you're on an event map, the Obake, when it is the event ghost model, it can shapeshift into normal ghosts. It was not a thing at first for a while, so it made it impossible to see a shapeshift, but they did fix that last year. Died to a spirit earlier. That told me to quit for the night. But listen, we all have our limits. It's okay. I love all the bunnies on the couch watching TV. I mean, they're just enjoying their soaps. I don't mind. Oh, my sanity is still not below 25. Oh my God. Most deaths to a spirit. I have most of my deaths are through a demon, and the most common is a Ure. You know, it was that for a long time, and then it switched, and then went right back to it. Let's do this, and then we'll smudge, and then have I checked? No, I have not checked. No. Nobody asked for you. F off, nerd. Get out of here. I can't even see you. What the shit? I might have thrown my lighter down when I dropped all my stuff at the front door and totally didn't realize it. Such a weird glitch. Wow, how that, I don't know. Wow. Oh, it's a glitch. Stupid game. Listen, I spammed through all my shit down. Listen. Okay. Listen, Linda, listen. Hey, JT, how are you? Chiba just had that glitch too? Oh, man. Is he okay? I did hear that he's going to be a Phas main. How'd you just dodge that crucifix, you little bastard? Yeah, that's right. You better walk on, hard ass. Doc would be proud of you. Oh my God. Sneaky Pancake, thank you for the 27 months. And Katie, thank you for the 36 months. Appreciate you, friends. I would smudge, but... All right, I'm gonna smudge. Let's pretend I landed this, okay? We're all gonna pretend. I mean, it's throwing a bunch of shit here. There's no way I didn't land that. All right, give me the dots, please. I need to go find bunnies. 25 is done, right? Oh my God. Do it now. Jump at me. Okay, Don't you want lights off for 25%? Yeah, but there's better ways of doing it than just sitting in the dark and waiting for it to happen. Oh, bitch. F it. You know what? I'll take those two. That's fine. Give me this. Where's the bone? Dunzo. Deuces. That's how we do it. Corey up. I'll take my 2 bunnies and get out of here. How does smudging a ghost work? Is it the room or range-based? Range. The ghost could be outside of its ghost room, hunting you all the way across the map, and then if you smudge, if you cleanse the ghost, it will count. Does the Gallo not step in salt at all? It does. We had a ghost on Nels living in the walk-in cooler. Thought it was a wraith for sure because it never stepped in salt, but nope, it was Gallo. Did you by chance cleanse the ghost, or did it eat a crucifix first before you had the opportunity to check for the salt walks? Look at that, 4,300 bucks, 27 points. Chee. Rockin'. All right, that means we go back to Edgefield. Yeah, if it does one of the other protection things first, it's not going to walk in salt. It never hunted, no smudges. If it never walked in, are you sure it didn't walk into a single salt? Oh yeah, the 2 times bonus is really nice, especially right now. Yeah. Been taking tier 1 lame ass dog because I thought tier 2 didn't work. Oh, dots? You mean you've been taking the tier 2 dots in it? You didn't think the other ones worked? Tier 3 even works. It's just that the tier 2 is instant, which makes it really nice. Let's go. It's fun. Okay. So I have a theory. They did something to mess it up where none of the normal windows have rain sound, but the small windows like this do. Okay. Let's go over here real fast. Normal window, normal window, normal window. Bunny. We'll check as we walk through. Yeah. Hey, Baja Blast, welcome in. Normal window. Normal. Not normal. It's like, what the bone was in that bedroom? Okay. Wait, which bedroom? I wasn't even looking. In the other one? Hey, Oblivion. Oh, it was in here. I don't even care to take a photo. Fuck it. YOLO. Ooh, the blinds. Because I was about to say, because there was pretty normal. That's a really good point. Okay. Oh, you're here. Got it. No. So, window without blinds. Okay, there's obviously nothing there. Let's go over here. Window without blinds. Or curtains. Window without... Well, I guess just blinds. Window without blinds. Okay. Okay. With blinds. Without. With. Without. Last game I played, you got Blood Moon. And the Golden Bunny, oh my god. Without. With. So, if the window has blinds, you can still hear the rain on the window. If it doesn't, you don't. Blinds make rain noise. It makes sense. You know, those blinds that you put outside of your house? Yeah. That makes perfect sense. I don't understand what we're questioning right now. It makes all the senses. 1, 2, 3. It's like the rain is hitting the blinds. Right. It's like you installed them outside the house. You're like, I don't understand why this isn't working. Is that new? I think that's new. I don't remember this sound. That I do. But this. Interesting. What an odd change. Like, sounds good. Sounds fine. But just an oddball change that kind of came out of nowhere. All right. Little WD? Yeah, maybe. No, we just apparently need to rip off all these blinds so that way we can get rid of the rain sound. That's our next objective. Just rip all the blinds off the damn windows. Now I want to check the other maps. We definitely want to check one of the other ones to see if it's the same. Tell me you play too much fat. What? What do you mean? Because I'm used to opening a breaker and it sounding a certain way. Derp, thank you for the 41 months. Home Improvement Fast Edition. Hey Gator, the games are good, man. How's it going? A ghost is like, okay, I've been sitting up here. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. I crapped in the sink. I waited so long. You've just been running around listening to Windows. Sorry. We were curious. Well, the breaker... the breaker has made noise. It's just making a different noise. Okay? These are interesting things to think about. You ever been asked to test features for the Phasmo team? No, never. None of the content creators have, to my knowledge. Jesus Christ. You little shit. Where are you? Are you here?
Right here.
I'm right here. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you?
Far from.
I'm an imposter. Must be a mimic. Looks like there should be another room in the house. When you look out the window of the first room on the right at the top of the stairs. Wait. When you look out the window of the first room on the right at the top of the stairs. I'll go look. Hold on. You forgot you're a casual player. Can't notice small. Oh, that's true. Yeah, we don't notice any of those things. Break. Thank you for gifting us up to Waffle. If Waffle comes in here, that's going to be awesome. I'm going to grab another one of these. Turn the light on. Not a mare. Roger that. So you said... You little hooker. You talking about this room right here? If you go in here, that's the master bedroom. Are you talking about that over there? That's another house. That we can go to. That room right there, the closet is to the master, like on the other side, and then that's the master bathroom. Yeah, that's this room over here. Because we can see into that room from here. Yeah. All right, spirit box so far. That's it. Yeah. Turn you off. Don't go killing me. I'll be sad. Where are you?
Taken away.
Okay, it's still here. What are you hiding from me, you little shit? Never noticed it, yeah. Oh, goo. Ooh, I might not have checked for goo. Hold on. Who left all these sticks everywhere? Ah, I have not checked for goo. Seraphine, good night, friend. Hail the sun, thank you for the follow. I have not checked for goo. Goo check. Or temps. Oh my god, we're falling apart. Alright, I see no goo. I could have totally grabbed the thermo while I was at it too. Son of a bitch. Wait. Wait. Did I drop the thermo on the ground up there? Wait. Got a little sidetracked. Yeah, we went window shopping. We did go window shopping. This is very true. Wait, I got dots. I got that. I got the spear bow. I got the rainbow. Too worried about the heavy rain. I was just curious about it. Hi, Poison Ivy. How the owners need WD-40? No, they just need to rip down all these damn blinds off their windows. That's my favorite. No freezing. It's cold, but no, not cold enough. I don't know, man. Wait a minute. I have spirit box, right? Oh, now we just want to get all antsy in our pantsy? Well, we know it's not you. Imagine, bruh. Where are you? Where are you?
I'm sorry.
Are you here? Where are you?
So what?
Are you near?
Taken away.
Where are you?
It's Toasty.
Where are you?
It's fallen
Are you
apart.
near?
Right here.
Where are you? Are you angry? Are you angry?
Killing.
Are you old?
An elderly victim.
Are you mad? Do you like pizza? Where's your mama? Where are you? Where are you?
Get away.
Does he read YouTube? I don't know. I'll let you know. Where are you? Are you here? Listen, you're gonna start a fire, you sicko. Let's put some stuff in a pile, shall we? Ghost is having a meltdown right in front of you. I think I'm having the meltdown, actually. To be fair to the ghost. I don't think it's throwing enough to be a Pulte. It just doesn't seem like it is. It didn't have many an object to toss, but it should be enough. Dio Moroi Pulte Spirit. Hey Dolores, how are you? On today's episode of 20 Questions. Oh, well, if Andrea was on the table, it would be off the table. Hey, can you throw this pile? That'd be great, thanks. Hey, Shanna, how are you? That's not what I asked for. Real cool, dude. Oh, shit. No, I'm turning the light back on. F you. Let's go get another I'm actually going to take you away. It's not doing pulty things. No, let's go get a couple smudges and wait downstairs and see what it does. We can Moroi if it's not a Dio. Yeah, maybe. Child. Well, it's a child every time. We don't have a choice in that matter. Right. Let's F some shoes. Let's F some shoes. Look at this plant behind us. It's like a goddamn Minecraft plant. Why is it so saturated? Did they fix all the books in Nancy Room and Tanglewood? Tried to grab a heap for a poultry pile, couldn't grab them. Oh, I haven't had any problems picking up the books. Not that I'm aware of. If I tried asking if it's French. No, I was going to ask if it's Canadian though. Yeah, look at this plant. What the shit, dude? There's nothing over here that would like this like this. Good night, Macy. Have a good one. And Poison Ivy, thank you for the gifted to Who Cares. They might care. It's hard to say. I don't have an answer for you. I'm starting to yawn now. It's not good. Do the shoes cause you to be seen if they don't get effed? No, you know, we had this assumption back in the day, or I did, that because we were getting, the ghost was coming over here all the time for no reason. And we were wondering if it was because of the shoes. So I would always throw them away thinking maybe that was helpful, and then it just kind of stuck. It's a snake plant. It's for demons. How do you get Twitch drops in the game? Well, whenever Twitch drops are available, you usually watch on Twitch and then you can earn them. But there's nothing available. Are you French is a question that actually registers. No, it's not. It sounds like it's saying something else, and that's why it registers. That's why whenever you hear other content creators say that and the ghost responds, what's the response? It doesn't say like we. Difficulty's nightmare with a ghost that really doesn't want to hunt. Oh no, ad started. Oh no. It would be really funny. Hold on. I made it outside. Okay. All right, hold on. Ads are playing. All right. Made it outside. Ask, are you French? You get right here in French. Was there a drop when you were at the event for St. Jude? No, that wasn't tied to Phasmophobia in any way. No, whenever I was at St. Jude, whenever I was at PAX East, I was raising money for St. Jude and playing Phas, but it wasn't directly associated with either of them. Yeah. Just a ghost that hunts with Pierre Escargot. Hey, Unc, what did I miss? Oh, you missed it. We handed out lollipops earlier. Yeah, all the kids that came by the window, we gave them lollipops. You missed it. I'm sorry. Oh, I posted on X, I posted a picture of my daughter wearing the Michael Myers mask and holding a knife. It's a fake knife. It's like paper. And because I was texting with my wife and I used it as a sticker, and she said, "This is terrifying." And I posted it, and Halloween commented, said, "This is killer." It was snack time. Ah, it's all right. After you take your nap, I get it. Snack time. I understand. I get it. Get grumpy. I understand. Still teething. I get it. Wait, there were naps? We forgot to tell you. You bought mini eggs. What the hell are mini eggs? What? Like chocolate? Doing homework and a loud ad played, which made me lose my train of thought. Stinks. Egg but small. Thank you, Tiger Lily. Why would you want little tiny egg? It's chocolate. Thank you. It is not like a normal egg that's teeny. It's not, like they're Skittles, but they're literally just eggs. I don't get how you have a day job and stay up this late. I'm already half asleep and I'm a night shifter. I guess, I don't know, man. I guess just over time, it's just become a habit. Yeah. I typically, on average, I normally get like 5 hours of sleep a night. Usually. Some pigeon eggs. That's funny. That's funny. You know what I made before I left for PAX though? Because my wife wanted eggs, or she wanted to have like breakfast or dinner. I made Mickey waffles. Mickey waffles are where it's at. That's where it's at. What's your opinion on Cadbury eggs? Well, they're fine. I haven't had one in ages. It's been a really long time. Sorry, ads happened. There was no hunt. I saw that ads happened, so I ran outside so you guys wouldn't miss it. Sorry. Yeah. How long have you been on the line streaming? Like, when did I start? Well, this year will be my 6th year partnerversary. Yeah. Kay, welcome in. How old am I? Old enough. Yeah. Do you like cream eggs? That's fair. I'm not a huge fan either. Yeah. You know what eggs I do like? The Reese's ones. The ones where they just change it. It's the same tasting. It's the same tasting chocolate. They just change it to whatever holiday it is. So an egg or a tree or whatever it is. I could eat a bag of those. It's a really bad idea, but man. My opinion on escargot, I don't know. I've never had. Yeah. All right. We're going back in though. How long are we going? Not super long. Like I said, I've been fine, but definitely was just feeling a little weird tonight. The shape Reese's is way better. They have more peanut butter in them than the normal ones. Oh, I don't know what it is, man. It's so good. We buy a bag of those just to have. No, it's like, the kids obviously, like, we give them a bunch of stuff for Easter and things, but that bag, oh yeah, we just buy that just to devour. I started playing Phaz when the game first released. I did play a couple of times, and then I put the game down for like a year, and then I picked it back up and haven't put it down since. Excuse you, you little cretin. You were a little Dio this whole time? Whispering Shadow, thank you for the raid. Watch it crawl through that table. Oh, you're going around the table. Wait a minute. The hell? It's a Dio. We'll have it hunt again. Wait, do I have dots on me? I heard the talks about the snack and the nap time. You know what my wife asked me earlier today, which was really funny? She said, does unk mean uncool? Or does it mean uncle? I said, yes. Yes, honey. Yes. Fair question. Very fair. Bye. Have a great time. Biggest map in Phasmo is Sunny Meadows. Bye. Miss you. I don't think there was more over here, but we'll look. As an uncle, I might be offended. You just have to accept the inevitable. It is what it is. It is what it is. It's like some little snot-nosed booger picker calling you old, you know? You just accept it. You just tell them you can drive a car and then you move on. Does anyone know how to get back into Phaz? Yeah, you just turn it on. Haven't been in the mood for it? Play other games. There's nothing wrong with playing other games and then jumping back on Phaz for a little bit. Thank you. That sounded like that was right next to me. Oh, you little bitch. I've heard every gray hair. Damn right. Listen, if you guys are just coming in, we had all kinds of retro talk earlier. You missed it. Oh, shit. I gotta run. I gotta run. No, I don't want any. No. 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 I don't want it. Go away. No uppies. Back off, you little shit. Good lord. Alright, objectives are done. We got a few of those. It's a deal. Let's get out. Getting a really close look at the model. That's what I was trying to do. Here, we could do it one last time. One more time. Escargots and acquired taste and you hate it. That's fair. I've heard such things. For sure. Is the ghost spawning in different rooms for hunting for you guys? For me, the ghost is in one area. Ghost spawns in another room. I mean, that's kind of natural. That does happen. That does happen from time to time. Got any salt? Just tier 2. You mean to slow it down? I only have the tier 2. Yeah. Watch, it's going to be a crawler. How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet? Listen, man, I went on Reddit to post the video of the April Fools just because I figured there was a bunch of people that had never seen it, which is why I repost it like every April Fool's time or April Fool's Day. And yeah, getting a bunch of people that are like, hey, good to see you. Like, I love your guides. I love the video. I like the whatever. It's just super nice. Dio knows your location. This is facts. Saw plus smudge would probably stop it in place. Yeah. Hey, you're not crawling? Now we're talking. What up, you little prick? Watch this. Ready? Ready? Good chow. Here. There you go. That's a pretty good look. I'd say that was probably pretty good. Try it again. Still has all of its teeth. Yep. Tooth Fairy can still buy some food for the night. It's really terrifying. I think the hunting sounds make it way less terrifying in my opinion. Is it creepy? Sure. Is the sound of that event creepy? Yes, and I think it's great. The hunting sounds, not so much. The Repo April Fool's video was so much effort for the goof, and I respect it. There was a Repo April Fool's video? Ooh, I missed it. I'll have to go give it a peek. Hey, Ryder, what's up? Welcome in. Kind of forgot. kind of took me off guard. I wasn't ready. When we started this, it wasn't like that. That's why I was. Okay. Oh my god. Dana, good night. The hunting sounds kind of weird. Yeah, it's a little weird. I would have to agree. Oh, look. The nesticles. Sounds like someone's chasing you with a wooden wind chime attached to them. That is what it sounds like. Yeah. That is definitely what it sounds like. But look it. Ooh. Have I gotten April Fooled yet? Not really. Get out of there. Did you boot the bunny? No. Boop. But I now know where that sound's coming from. It's actually kind of a pleasant sound. Forgot it was April Fool's? Probably for the best. Ooh, well, now that we're sitting here talking about it, I need to fix something. What's the lore here? There's a jackalope. Forest minion. Yeah. About it. That about does it. It's a giant chocolate bunny. Yeah. The more you lick it, the more it dissolves. It's kind of like a Tootsie Pop. While we're live, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this now so I don't forget. Oh, let's see. There it is. Mr. Doc. Oh my goodness, Mr. Doc. 47 months. Hello, sir. How are you? How goes it? How to fam? What are you doing? If you guys aren't following Doc, you suck. Figure it out. Go follow him. Almost 2 years. What? You do follow him? Okay, you're okay. Okay, you're good. General Gravy, hello. Question: are the cosmetics attached to the personal goal? Yes. Yes. And whenever they, I can't count. I was like, oh, 47 months. And they're like, it's almost 2 years. You're fine. Oh my God. Mr. Doc. I hope you're good, sir. I just prestige. I have $10. Wow. No need to brag. Is Cheeves enjoying becoming a Phasmo main? He did post about that. If my kids play Phas, should I? Only if you want to. My kids play Fortnite. That doesn't mean I play Fortnite. All right. Since tomorrow is Thursday, we do need to, you know what? I'm going to leave the April Fool's video inside of my Throwback Thursday day for the VOD channel. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I think that's a splendid idea. Your kiddos play Phas with you? That's cool. 10 doll hairs. Let's go to the mall. I'm just trying to make sure that the playlist updates. All right, which it should have. So whenever the VOD that's playing now goes bye-bye or rotates over, then it should go to another video. Okay. So that should be good. We should be Gucci. There we go. Hey, Taya, welcome in. Learn today the 2x rewards works on all maps, not just the holiday event maps. Correct. Yep. It's just in general across the board. And it also works for the event itself. Yippers. If you're looking to level up, do XP, if you're looking to do your personal rewards and all that jazz for the event, now would be the time. For sure. I'm currently, how far? 60. Well, I think I might even actually technically be further than that. You have a VOD channel? I do. Yeah, I've got multiple. So on Lost Legend on YouTube, I have a VOD channel where all my streams upload to. So if you ever miss a stream and you want to go back and watch, you can always go to that channel. It's literally at FlashForce VODs. Because on Twitch, they expire after 60 days, but there they don't. So they just live on forever. So that for the past couple of years, the VODs have been going there. And then on Twitch, I have a 24/7 VOD channel where I have playlists that rotate out. So you don't have to queue another video. It just goes to the next one, to the next one, to the next one. Yep. I'm at 82%. I'm damn close. Damn close. Pretty nasty outside. Thunderstorm with 70-mile-per-hour wind. Oh my goodness gracious. Stay safe, man. Since the child is technically a female ghost, if you're playing on an event map and it says it's a male ghost, can you still cross out the banshee? Yes. So if you are on an event map and you get the male ghost name, you can cross out banshee or Diane. Yes. You could finish it? How many points do you think I need? If I'm 82% of the way there. You know what I could do? I mean, just saying. You just linked your Twitch to Phaz. Nice. Does watching you give you drops? No, because there's no drops active. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Let's do it. Is 10.12 APOC, but with normal player speed? 10.12. So 10.12 technically would give you silver, but the issue is that it's zero evidence, which makes it a little bit harder if you're trying to go for APOC stuff. This is what I use if I'm trying to like grind points or anything like that. I've never linked my Twitch to anything. I wasn't sure. Yeah. It's just that there's no drops right now. So whenever the drops actually become active, you're ready to rock. You unlock, you watch something, you earn it, and then you should get it in game. All right, let's do some no evidence, no sanity so we can get some quick points so we can unlock these cosmetics. Even though they're not available yet, we'll at least be done and we won't have to worry about it anymore, which is probably the biggest thing. Dark Mist. Let's do, what's our normal setup? We do this, and we looked at one of the objectives. Ghost event, video camera, photo camera. Well, that sucks. Well, F it. I'm going to bring another smudge. F it. Hey, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. I could have brought a flashlight, but it's fine. Power should be on. Yep. Now we wait. Did APOC 2 with no evidence for me? That was easier. Gave yourself something else with the oh, okay. That's a good point. Staying inside, even if the power go. Oh, yeah. 75-mile-per-hour wind. I sure as hell hope you're not going anywhere. Been grinding no sanity, no evidence all day. Oh, nice. Sounds pretty normal. Looked pretty normal. You're not a yokai. Not a Jin. You speed up with line of sight speed. You don't seem to be throwing enough to be a Polty. Can I use your card? Of course you can. Yeah, it's not. That's not for anybody to keep as their own. Yeah, if you do exclamation point 10x, it should give you more idea of it. If you need even more detailed description, you can always go to my Discord in the Phasmo channel. I have it pinned. I don't know. This might be a bust. This one's stinky. This one's stinky. It's very, very normal. That is not very normal, though. That first hunt was not very close to us. I need you. And I need you. And while we're in Rome, we're going to grab one of you. Oh, who lives in a pine? I need, hold on. You know what? F this. No, I want this instead. Possible demon? Maybe. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, we'll put you there. Put you there. You little son of a bitch. All right, now I want that flashlight back. Would a demon roam? No, it's not that it would roam. It's just that the demon would have a bigger range for the crucifix. Which is why that's a possibility. Ghost of SpongeBob? It could be. You don't know. Baby's asleep. I better try to get some too. Good night, Kiki. That's not a gin. Hold. Give. It was quick after the cruci burn. Make sure it's not this. Okay. No orbicals anywhere. The power in here. Ah, you little shit. I wonder if I hit it with that, it'll buy me some time. Let's see. I think we might have a Gallo. I missed. Jesus Christ, you little shit. Here, eat this. Leave me alone. It just ate it. I just heard it. You flinched. The door was in my... There we go. How do you think I feel? Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Ka-chow. All right. Get over there. Bring you over there. I've got my smudge on me. Got all my salt set up. There we go. Where the hell are you at? That could have been trickery. Yeah, do you hear that speed boost? Yeah. Did you hear that speed boost after it walked in the salt? Mm-hmm. You have a question. Should have just asked it. All right. Sometimes they're going to be a little tricky. Just got to work through it. Still shapeshift for Abake? Yeah. It does indeed. Galoo.
There's some jobs ready for you.
23 points. Nice. All right, let's go Edgefield this time. Let's get this, get a smudge, get our lighter, get a crucifix. Capture video, firelight, EMF. Let's try the firelight. Might get lucky. I always like to double smudge. How did it roam so far? I don't know. I do not know. How do you put the live on your channel after you get done streaming? There's a way, there's a button that you can put push in the video manager to be able to send it there. Unless you download your VODs and then you upload them that way. All right, run. Heard a door. I don't know if that was there or upstairs. It's next to me. Okay. Normal blinks, normal speed from what I can tell. You little son of a bitch. Did you see it backtrack to me? A little heathen. All right, give me 2 more of these. Give me 1 of these. We need salt. It gets no uppies. No, it needs to mind its own little business. All right, you know you're here. And you're not a mayor. Good to know. Thank you. Wants a piece? Who wants something? What that is, I'm not really sure. I didn't do a timer either, which... for shame, but it is what it is. There's 2 firelight blowouts. Do this. Owie. Wonder Boy. Thank you for the 25 months, homie. Wow, it's gonna walk in the salt. By the time I come back, it's gonna walk in the salt. Watch the vids and the VODs on YouTube. I appreciate it, Kingslayer. Thank you. How much you want to bet? A little shit. That's it at minute 30. Thank you. All right. Where's it at? Where you at, Brad? In there? Taking a poo up? Where's the ghost? Is it over here? Oh, all right. Well, I'm fairly certain. I'm pretty sure the speeds are the same, I think. So they'll just make it a wraith. It should be. I could always have it hunt again just to be sure, but I'm fairly certain. I'm trying to think on the first hunt what its speed was. Oh, that is tricky. Oh, I'm gonna have to have it hunt again. Gosh dang it. It was normal. But did I use any protection equipment? Oh my Lanta. I smudged in the middle of a hunt, but I didn't smudge before, right? All right, so it should hunt now. That doesn't sound like a normal speed ghost, friends. Does it? It sure don't. I don't want any. No, F off. Thank you. So walked in that salt because the hunt was over. Oh, now I'm confused. Fancy, thank you for the 23 months. Dude. Oh, that was an object throw, you piece of shit. That seemed like way longer than 2 seconds. Could it be a bombo? No, so the ghost was hunting and not walking through the salt. But then it walked in the salt after the hunt was over. Now, when it walked in salt, there was a big old I'm gonna still go Gallo. Does it go tired after hunting and then angry? I forget. I always forget which order it is. Like when it starts this way, goes to that way, changes that. I always forget.
Welcome back.
Tired, normal, enraged? Yeah. Gallo. Whatever you call it. I know. Enraged, engaged, angry, upset. Clumsy? It could be just clumsy. 93%. Am I actually 93 or are we higher than that?
Welcome back. I've got some
Hey, let's go. Personal goals complete. Insert cosmetics. Awesome. Earn cosmetics will be available to use after the player character update. When is the player character update? I don't know. But we'll get it. Weekend, normal, and rage are the states of the Gallows. There it is. Yeah. Freaking Gallows, man. I mean, I guess I'll take it. That's way better than just having a normie ghost. I'll take that any day of the week. You know, I gotta commend them though on the ID cards. I always love the ID cards. I like how different they are. I do wish that the animation on the animated cards was actually a custom animation and was not just a motion background that's literally the exact same on every single animated card. Every single animated card has that same motion. Every single one. You name it. You see that, like how it's up the top to bottom, like fog effect? Look, it's doing it here. You see it especially right here. See that? It's literally the same effect on every single animated card. Some is just a little more obvious than others based on what you can see through it. Like here, same thing. So I do wish that those were custom, kind of like how they did custom the animated badges. Like these are all different. These are cool. Frank, the little pin poking him in the head. Like that's pretty freaking rad. I love those. Those are awesome. But yeah, the ID cards always look so good. I love them. I love them. But there we go, man. We did it. Amen. Coming soon, Q1 of 2026. Yikes. All right. We are going to call it there, friends. We are going to call it there for the day. I appreciate you. YouTube and Kick, we're going to go find someone to raid. It is after midnight. It is 12:30 for me. So let's go find somebody to say hi to. Thank you for the first stream of the month, man. It was an April Fool's that was full of way less fools, except for some people in chat that were very interesting. But that's out of your guys' control. There's nothing you can do about that. Had some interesting characters today.
Welcome back.
I was late because I taught the wife how to play Magic. Oh, let's go. That's cool. Did she seem interested? Like, was she intrigued? Blue, I appreciate you. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you, man. We have a viewer day coming up soon. I don't know exactly what day yet. It'll probably be next week. I'd say as of right now, Fartibration. That's great. Drifter always finds the good ones and always finds the ones of the right people. Didn't even get the noti. I go live the same time and I always try to notify the Discord, or you could, sometimes the Twitch app just sucks and there's nothing you can do about it. That's so funny. Hollywood, I appreciate you being here. We might do it next Wednesday. Since the event's going on, I'll probably stick with more fast. I don't know. I'm torn whether I want to do, oh my God, the thumbnail on the 24/7 channel is two players T-posed. Jesus Christ. That's what you get for reading things out loud. That's fair. It's either going to be probably next Wednesday or next Friday. So the 8th or the 10th that we'll do a viewer day. What time would it be? Same, like 8:30. Yep. Same. So as of right now, we'll just say it's either going to be the 8th or the 10th that we'll do our viewer day. I don't know exactly which day yet, but we'll see soon enough. 9% of the time I have to check the event channel like a hawk. Just watch a clock. Yeah, I mean, again, it's the same unless you see a change in that channel or you see me say something across the different channels that there's something up or different, then yeah, it should be fine. Should be fine. All right. I'm not yawning, I swear. I'm just opening my mouth. All right. I know where we're going to go. I think. Maybe. Let us see. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Lovely friends, if you're not already in the Discord that we're talking about, I do have an event channel in there that keeps you guys posted about when I'm going live. If it's not popping up for you, Phasmo information's in there. If you're subbed, make sure that you link your Twitch to Discord, because then you'll get the sub channels that are in there, all the fun stuff. Midnight Society, make sure to check out all the homies, all the socials. If you want to see a picture of my retro room and you want to see a short video that I made about my trip to PAX East, those are on the Patreon that are available for anybody to see. All the stuffs. All the stuffs. But how do I get to the Discord? You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. I swear to God, man, I'm going to go to you. Like, I always read my comments on everything. I'm going to go to my YouTube comments and it's going to be a guy, hey, so I tried joining and I really couldn't figure it. Anyway, all right, my lovely friends, let's go raid. If you're a follower, that's for you. If you're a sub, that's for you. Creepy tier 3, that's of course for you. We have a viewer day coming up, and we also have a granny day coming up. But Flash, I need your help. I don't know what day the granny day is going to be yet. I still need to talk to Baron to figure out when that's going to happen. I had an idea with that, which I haven't talked to him about yet. And I'm going to talk to Chingus to see if he's interested too, about making Granny Day where we dress up as Granny and we play Granny. Because I have never played Granny before, ever. But there's a multiplayer version of it that I thought maybe if we're dressed as Granny playing Granny, that's a real Granny Day. I don't know. It's fun. I've watched like Mike play it and a few others. Yeah, I do. Oh, Bad Wheel. Yes, I do. Yes. Today was definitely not the day for it. For sure. Granny's a hot mess. We'll see. Goofster, welcome in. For sure. We'll see. But thank you, friends. Let's go raid. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I don't know. I'll keep you guys posted. I don't know when Granny Day is going to be yet. I'm not sure. Good night, Rafa. Phoenix. Appreciate you, friend. Thank you guys so much. Always thank you for all the loves. Maggie B. Thank you for the 29 months, homie. Thank you. All right. Let's go raid one more time. There's the raid messages. I love you guys. Thank you all so stinking much. You guys are amazeballs. Great freaking start to April. And don't forget, May is St. Jude May. So I'm working on ideas for that, which I'll see what I can do. Not exactly sure where that's going to be yet, but you guys are awesome and amazing. I love you all. I will see you guys on Friday for I don't know what yet, because we already did the Easter event stuff. We might do more Easter event. I don't know, but love you. Bye.